So hey anime fans, the series name is What If Naruto Had Crush on His Sister. So let's start the series. 6-year-old Naruto Namikaze was currently climbing a mountain, not just any mountain, but the Hokage Monument, with one arm tied behind his back. Now this is an extreme Jonin exercise, so why would this 6-year-old be doing this? To test himself, to see if he can go beyond his so-called parents. Ever since Naruto and his twin sister Mito, who is a minute younger than him, were born, they were cursed. Or well, he was cursed. His sister got everything she wanted, no matter what, while he was ignored, all the time. Now let's take a step back and find out why he was being ignored all the time. Are you sure, Sarutobi? I can do it, Minato said, holding his newborn children. He was currently riding on top of Gamabunta's head with his predecessor, the Sandaime Hokage Hiruzen Sarutobi, standing next to him. Yes, I'm positive. I can't ask you to abandon your children and wife. I will seal the soul and chakra into the young ones. I wish to join my wife, and these bones are too old for fighting any longer. Hiruzen smiled. Minato looked away and nodded. Thank you for everything, old man. Minato smiled sadly. Hiruzen nodded before casting the Shiki Fuin and summoning the Shinigami. Both men glared into the eyes of the nine-tailed fox that attacked their home, not paying attention to the Shinigami who was looking at the blonde-haired boy. I sense great hidden power within this boy. Could he be the first? The Shinigami asked while looking at Minato, and his eyes widened. How is this possible? Could have they really come to this distant planet? His power is dormant, and may not awaken, but this boy, his sister, doesn't have the same but can be just as strong. The Shinigami nodded before gazing at Naruto, and awakening his power, the baby cried. The Shinigami smiled inwardly at the baby's wail. That wail held power, great power. Turning its head, the Shinigami sighed before sealing the soul of Kyuubi into the baby Naruto, and the chakra into Mito. Out of the corner of its eye, the Shinigami saw something wave and tore it off the baby Naruto, but made sure he kept his power. Sighing in satisfaction, the Shinigami took away Hiruzen's soul for it to be judged by Kami. Minato sighed in relief now that it was over, though he never noticed his son's hair gain black strands. An hour later, Minato told the village what happened and how his daughter saved the village by having the demon's chakra sealed within her and the soul into Naruto. Both parents were happy to be a family and continued on with their lives. 4 years later. Father, are you gonna train me too? The 4-year-old Naruto asked with a huge grin. He has been waiting forever for his father to train him and his beloved little sister. Mito, who was by his side, was also smiling, waiting to train with her Aniki. No, I will just be training Mito, Minato said. Naruto looked confused, as did his sister. Hun? What about me, father? Naruto asked. I need to train Mito because she needs to learn how to control the Kyuubi's chakra. I'll train you when you enter the academy, Minato said. But what does that have to do with me? Naruto yelled. Naruto! Watch your tone and apologize to your father. After, go to your room, Kushina said, walking towards them. Naruto looked bewildered while his father waited. San, can't Naruto and I couldn't train with me? I want him to get strong too. Mito smiled at her big brother, who was surprised. His little sister wanted to train with him? Naruto gave a small grin before looking at his father, who sighed. Fine, we can. Naruto narrowed his eyes and said, Never mind, have fun, Mito-chan. Naruto forced a smile at her before walking off. Ni-san, she called after him. Both of his parents looked on with disinterest, while Mito was confused. Didn't he want to train with her? She felt alone right now because she and her brother did everything together. When they were babies, they even slept in the same crib, and if they didn't, Naruto would cry till his parents put him with his sister. They were inseparable. She always felt safe around her Aniki. She didn't know why, but she was a little mad at her parents, but shrugged off. As Naruto walked away, he glared at his parents' back with little hatred before catching his sister's worried gaze. Naruto's heart lightened and gave her a grin. Mito smiled at him with a nod before going back to her parents, who were none the wiser at what happened. Naruto continued back to his room with a smile. It was always his little sister that cheered him up when he was down. But soon his smile became a frown. Mito got everything she wanted. When they would go out for dinner, they would choose her suggestion over his. Mito would sense his feelings and offer him a chance to choose. Naruto took that chance once and regretted it. His parents seemed agitated, but he didn't care as he had fun with Mito. But then he never got the chance or wanted to choose dinner again. He also noticed how the villagers liked his sister more than him, and his parents were no different. They would see her as a hero while he was just the soul. Shaking his head, he went to bed. That night was the night he met Kyubi for the first time. At first she was stubborn, but after she saw his memories she opened up to him. That's right. The Kyubi no Yoko was a female. Not that he minded. Since that day she trained him. He also trained himself, which he was doing right now. Since his parents wouldn't help him, he would take matters into his own hands. However, he couldn't wear weights since it would stunt his growth, but the training exercises he did made up for it. The boy was more interested in taijutsu than anything, but that didn't mean he didn't try ninjutsu. He worked on his chakra control, which was at best mid-chunin level. He was also a fuinjutsu specialist. His level was intermediate, but he was learning. No thanks to his father or godfather, who also took a liking to his beloved sister. Since that incident their relationship didn't wane, in fact it got stronger, if that was even possible. Mito started hanging out with him more and wanted to skip training to play with him, but he told her she needed to get strong so they could protect each other. That was the only reason she continued training, to help her Aniki. His parents took notice but didn't comment on it. Whenever they went out as a family, Naruto would be behind them glaring at their backs while they paid attention to Mito. Not in any way, shape or form was he jealous or felt angry at his sister. He just wished he was paid more attention also. But the only attention he received were glares and beatings from the villagers his father protected. He could beat them back but just withstood, using it as training his endurance, and giving him another reason to hate the village and his parents. He had few friends, very few. Sayuri Uchiha, who was the younger sister of his brother figure Itachi Uchiha, both children of the clan head Fugaku Uchiha, and his wife, who is his mother figure Mikoto. He really didn't mind Fugaku and Fugaku didn't mind him. When they saw each other they just gave nods and kept moving. Mikoto treated him like his mother should have. He actually started calling her Ka-san, much to her joy. Next to Mito, Sayuri was his best friend. She was the first person in the academy who accepted him, since he was always quiet and never talked to anyone besides his sister, who was outgoing. The whole class loved her while he was a bug. The only person seeing potential in Naruto was Irika Yumino, the class teacher. Naruto flipped on top of the Shodame head and untied his arm and sat down, looking at the village with his emotionless eyes. Tomorrow was his birthday, a day he hated the most because he was ignored. Mito received a batch full of gifts from everybody while he received a couple, and they were half-assed at that. The festival was also tomorrow, something he won't be attending. Every time he went with his family he was ignored and unwanted. Shaking his head, he grabbed a towel from his back pocket and wiped the sweat of his body. He was currently shirtless, only wearing a pair of black shorts and with ankle gauze wrapped around his ankle. Standing up, he walked down the mountain using chakra and made his way to the Namikaze compound. Kushin and Namikaze was currently cooking dinner for her family. She didn't know why, but she felt empty. She looked to the side at the family picture. She smiled, then frowned a little at seeing her son. He was a little bit away from the family with a frown on his face that would put Fugaku to shame. He was looking at the camera with emotionless eyes, with the most perfect impassive face ever. She was broken from her thoughts when Naruto walked into the house. He had his orange tank top while holding his arm. If she looked closely, he was also limping. He walked in the kitchen, not even sparing her a glance or acknowledgement. "Naruto, are you okay?" she asked. "I'm fine," Naruto said quickly and went upstairs to his room. She frowned at the tone and frowned even further when his door was slammed shut. She went back to doing the dishes, thinking about her son and how it seemed he wasn't part of the family, and didn't smile unless it was at Mito. "Mom? Is Naruto and I home?" Mito asked, walking inside. "Yes, why weren't you with him?" she asked. "Well, he didn't come to the academy today. I was worried," Mito said. The girl had grown since her training started. Her hair was as red as her mother's and long too, so she kept it in a ponytail. She was an inch shorter than her brother, and still had some baby fat. "He didn't go to school?" "Naruto!" she called. The boy heard his name and walked downstairs. "Hi, Mito-chan." Naruto grinned at her, making her smile, then frown. "Big brother, how come you didn't go to school with me?" she asked. Naruto gazed at her, his smile gone. "Because school is a waste of time," he said seriously. "What is a waste of time?" Minato asked, walking in the room. "Your son didn't go to school today," Kushina said, not knowing the quick glare the boy sent her. But Mito did, and she frowned further. "You didn't? So what were you doing?" Minato asked. Naruto looked at him and unbandaged his arm, much to everyone's confusion. What they saw made their eyes widened. Naruto had a serious burn on his arm, and if they looked closely he was also bruised. "I was taken out of school by those people you call villagers. They did this. Is that good enough for you? Naruto asked with a half glare. Naruto, Kushina whispered in worry. Naruto glanced at her and bandaged his arm back and walked off. This is nothing, he muttered going back to his room. Minato was confused. His son just walked away from them like it was normal. He had been worried all day about Naruto being different than everyone else. And he was right. His son was different. I'm going to see if Big Brother is okay, Mito said walking off. When she was gone, Kushina returned to the dishes. I talked to Jiraiya today, Minato said. Oh? What did the pervert want? Kushina asked with a raised eyebrow. He wanted Mito to sign the Toad contract, Minato said. Kushina's eyes widened and looked at Minato demanding answers. Minato nodded and told her what happened. Flashback. The fourth Hokage was sitting at his desk filling paperwork. But not just any paperwork, the paperwork that concerned the villagers and his son. He didn't tell his wife because she would get mad, so he kept it to himself for now and knew Naruto had been doing the same. He had no choice but to let them go and charge a fee. Minato just hoped his son would forgive him and the villagers would move on. Yogaki, a voice said from behind. What is it, Ero-sennin? I'm busy, Minato said, not looking away from his work. Jiraiya grumbled about no respect and spoke. I talked with the toads, they told me about the child of the prophecy and I think it's Mito, Jiraiya said. What about Naruto? Minato asked. Well, has he talked to the QB? Jiraiya asked. I don't know. I don't what that boy is thinking anymore. When he was younger he was an open book, but now it seems he shut off all connections. He doesn't even acknowledge our presence. Just Mito, Minato said sadly. Well, at least he didn't meet it yet. Wouldn't you want him to meet it as a child or older? Anyway, can I let her sign it? Jiraiya asked. Minato nodded. Jiraiya grinned and left for research. When the old pervert was gone, he turned back to his desk and smiled at his family picture which was on his desk. He thought about his family, and how happy they were. He looked closely and saw that Naruto wasn't smiling or anything, he looked dead. As he gazed at the picture he remembered all the times his son asked for something but they ignored him and asked Mito what she wanted. The dinner requests became less frequent since his request was granted before they just stopped. Naruto would not show his face in the house, instead being in his room or outside somewhere. At dinner time he would be so focused on his food unless Mito asked him something, but when he was gonna reply he or Kushina would interrupt and ask Mito instead. The girl would get mad at them and ask Naruto again, but he would just ignore her and leave. He cursed himself that he would treat one of his children better than the other. Packing up his stuff he went home vowing to be a better father to Naruto. Flashback end. So you also think Naruto isn't a part of the family? Kushina said. Minato nodded at her, which made her sullen. Looking back at the picture she remembered how when the family went out Naruto would be a couple feet behind them. Or when he came home he didn't say hi or anything and just dropped his stuff and left the house. When she did see him he was reading, which was good since Mito started to take reading seriously since her big brother by a minute was doing it. Snapping out of her thoughts, Minato said, after his birthday I'll start his training. Minato said, oh, he would love that. Kushina smiled. I hope he will. Minato smiled. Kushina smiled before asking with a frown, Minato, what are we gonna do about? Wait, did you know about this? About Naruto getting hurt by the villagers? She asked in a heated tone. Minato looked away, making her eyes widened. How dare you? How dare you hide? Naruto did the same thing. He didn't even tell me about it. Minato replied. Yes, but I'm his mother. I should know if something like that happens. Kushina yelled. The two continued to argue till dinner was ready. As Naruto came down he noticed that his parents were smiling at him, while his sister had that grin on her face. Not that he minded that, but his parents were. Another story. Narrowing his eyes he grabbed his long-sleeved jacket, zipped it up and walked off. I'm going out, he said, making everyone's eyes widen. Naruto, where are you going? Kushina asked. Out, he said heatedly. What about dinner? Mito asked. Naruto stopped and looked over his shoulder. I'll eat at the Uchiha's, Naruto said, walking off, not sparing them a glance. Minato and Kushina were in shock while Mito looked away sadly. But everyone perked up when Naruto came back and unzipped his jacket and sat in his seat. I forgot that Mikoto-chan is cooking sushi for Sayuri, EW. Naruto shuddered while eating his food. Minato was about to comment on his son's near absence but pretended it didn't even happen, as did Kushina. For now, Mito-chan, what was the lesson Irika-sensei had? Naruto asked. Mito smiled and answered. He was teaching us about the parts of chakra and elements, Mito said. Then it was a waste of time, Naruto said. Hoping to get his son talking more, he said, what are the lessons still boring? Yes, Naruto said simply, well, the theory is quite... No, you misunderstand, the lesson is a waste. It's a waste because I already know it, along with the rest of the year, Naruto said, wiping his mouth and standing up. He put his plate into the sink and started to wash before Kushina said, it's okay Naruto, I can wash it. She smiled, I know, but don't want to be a bigger burden, that's all, Naruto said, not even looking at her. After he was done wiping his hands, he kissed Mito's forehead and headed out. Now I'm leaving. Naruto closed the door, leaving a shocked Minato and Kushina. Mito sighed before finishing her food. I'm going to bed, she said, and walked away. The next morning was greeted with the Namake's family sitting in the living room for a meeting. Bogus. That's what Naruto thought. Instead of sitting in between his sister and mother, he leaned against the wall with his arms crossed. Good morning, everyone. I want to say happy birthday to both of you. Also Naruto, your mother, and I will be starting your training tomorrow, Minato said, hoping this would work, as did Kushina. Mito sat there looking at her brother, knowing this was far from working. Naruto narrowed his eyes at the ground. Train me? Now of all times you decide to train me. I refuse, Naruto said with a glare. Hun? Minato sputtered. I refuse. Why would I want your training when I can train myself? Something that I have been doing for the last 2 years. Continue to train Mito, Naruto growled before walking off. Kushina was in tears while Minato looked away, ashamed with himself. Mito, on the other hand, felt pity, but not for her brother, but for her parents. She tried to stop this, but a 7-year-old can only do so much. Naruto walked out of the compound grumbling with a glare. How dare they try and teach him when he bugged them but chose his sister instead? It infuriated him to no end. As he was walking, Naruto tripped over something. Rubbing away his pain, he looked at what he tripped over. On the ground was a bluish kind of orb which seemed to glow. For some reason he felt drawn to it and picked it up. As he kept holding it, it felt as if he was getting stronger. Q-chan, do you know what this is? Naruto asked. I have no clue, Naruto-kun, but your power is increasing just by touching it. I want you to hold it to your chest, Kyubi ordered. Naruto nodded and held it to his chest. To his and Kyubi's surprise, the rock phased through him like it was some kind of ghost. What the hell? He gasped. I can't see it anywhere. Q-chan, do you know? Naruto asked. I do, it is in your body, B. Looks like it found its new container, a voice said. Naruto looked up to see a woman with white hair and piercing violet eyes. She was wearing black hakama pants and a white tank top that showed her generous bust that was at least a D cup bordering on DD. What do you mean container? What was that thing? Naruto demanded. Calm down, Naruto. That rock you were holding was called the Hyagaku, the woman said. Hyagaku? What does it do? And why me? Naruto wondered while Kyubi was trying to ponder on who this person was. She had a feeling but couldn't put her finger on it. The Hyagaku grants a person's deepest desires and brings power. It only chooses people who want power but for the right reasons. You are the first on this planet since I came here, the woman explained. So it could tell I wanted power, hun? What's the catch? Naruto narrowed his eyes. You're smart, aren't you? The catch is you come with me for training when you pass your genin exam. There I can train you, she said. Naruto's eyes lightened up at that. Someone was willing to train him besides Kyubi? He asked Itachi, but the Uchiha was way too busy to train him. Even though he really wanted to, there was no way he was asking his parents anymore. Naruto thought about the pros and cons. The good side was he would leave this stupid village and become more powerful, while the bad side was he would leave Sayuri, Itachi, Mikoto, and worst of all, Mito. Naruto sighed. This would be hard on her the most. But he couldn't stay here. We'll come back for her, the woman said, guessing on what he was thinking. Naruto looked up at her. Her power is dormant, but if we train her later she can become as powerful as you. But I want you. We will come back for her later, she said. Naruto nodded. Then I accept, Naruto said. The woman grinned at him. I'm glad, Naruto-kun. By the way, you can call me Rika. Meet me at the Valley of the End in 6 years when you pass your genin test. Oh, here is a gift from me. Train with it. Become one because it is a part of your soul, Rika said, putting her palm against his chest. She drew it back and what followed was a black katana. Naruto's eyes widened at how long it was. Once she was done pulling it out, she handed it to him. The blade itself was black and at least 8 inches. The cross guard was a black swastika. Naruto gripped the red grip that was on the 4-inch long hilt. At the end of the hilt was a chain of 9 links. This is your weapon, your soul slayer. Rika smiled. Naruto was so surprised he didn't even register what he just said, but Rika did. Zangetsu, he breathed. Rika nodded. Train with it, Naruto. Meet me in 6 years and your power will be ready to burst. Now I must go. Happy birthday, Naruto-kun. Rika smiled before vanishing. Naruto looked up to not see the person who gave him this awesome present. Naruto, go home and come into the seal. We need to talk, Kyubi said in an urgent voice. Naruto raised a brow but shrugged. Darn, I don't have a sheath. Naruto muttered before his eyes a black sheath encased his sword. Naruto grinned before getting some long thick string and tying the sword to his back. Nodding satisfaction, Naruto ran home to talk with his inner best friend. When he arrived home, he passed by his parents, who caught a glimpse of his new weapon. Naruto. Minato called. Naruto stopped and walked backwards to face them. Yes? He asked in annoyance. That sword, where did you? It was a present from a friend. Now if you excuse me, I'll be in my room, Naruto said in a cold tone before walking away, muttering about something incoherent. What are we gonna do about him, Minato? He hates us, Kushina asked with tears falling from her face. We try and bring him back. We've neglected him too long. We will do anything to get him back, Minato said. Okay, but first we must get ready for the party. Kushina smiled, wiping her eyes. They both nodded and got started. Naruto was sitting on the floor Indian style, while his new sword was resting on his lap. His arms were folded and his head was down, trying to concentrate. After a few minutes he entered the seal. Opening his eyes, he was not where he thought he was. His mindscape was a green field for Kyubi, not some rural city. What the hell is this? Naruto demanded. So you are my new partner. I must say you resemble Ichigo a lot. But I think it's because you are his reincarnation, no matter if you are from a different planet, a voice said. Naruto whipped around to see a tall middle-aged man with long black hair and with unkempt facial hair. He was wearing a white undershirt with a tall collar with a black overcoat over it, along with a gray pair of combat boots, and a black pair of pants with a dark pair of narrow sunglasses covering his eyes. Hey, I know you! You're Zangetsu. Naruto pointed. Yes, I am. It is nice to meet you after so long, Naruto Namikaze, Zangetsu said, noticing a flash of hate from the surname. I would say the same, but I don't know you. But how do you know me, and who is this Ichigo person? Naruto asked. Zangetsu nodded before waving his hand. Behind Naruto was a screen full of Ichigo's fights from when his mother died to when he killed Aizen. Not that long ago, on a planet that is similar to yours called Earth, Ichigo Kurosaki and his friends were dragged into a spiritual war. This is the result. Please view his memories, Zangetsu said. Naruto nodded and gave his full attention. For 2 hours he watched everything his incarnation has been through, and how he killed Sosuke Aizen and died along with his friends. When it all ended, Naruto turned to Zangetsu with a serious face. How can I be his reincarnation if he is from a different planet, as you say? It makes no sense, Naruto said. Reincarnations are made everywhere. For example, your reincarnation could be made 2 galaxies away from where you were born. The bottom line is you're a new Ichigo, but you are your own person. The Hyagaku can bring you your dormant power, and I will help you, Zangetsu explained. Naruto sighed. This was too much to bear and put on one kid. Reincarnation? Normally he wouldn't believe it, but he has a giant fox sealed into his gut, and his species can do stuff normal people would never believe. I believe you, Zangetsu, Naruto said. Good, this makes things easier, Kyubi said, walking up from behind. So you believe this too, hun? Naruto muttered. Yup, so from now on you just won't be training under me, but under Zangetsu as well. That way you will be able to use him correctly. You better go. Someone wants to speak to you, Kyubi said. They can wait, Naruto said. It's your sister, Kyubi said. Naruto sighed before leaving the two alone. Are you sure it is wise to leave him to me? He may not come out in one piece, Zangetsu smirked. Yes, but there is something I must take care of, Kyubi said with a faraway look. Oh, and what is that, may I ask? Zangetsu wondered. Naruto may be Ichigo's reincarnation, but I don't need it to be another moody kid. Naruto has locked away his true personality when his parents started to neglect him from his sister. I think it's time to release it, Kyubi said. Yes, Ichigo was a bit emo and I hate to have another partner like that, but release it when the time comes. I think he should keep this personality till it is time for departure, Zangetsu suggested. Kyubi nodded. Yeah, I'll just loosen it then. She smirked before vanishing, leaving Zangetsu alone. Are you gonna come out now? Zangetsu asked to no one. So you're Zangetsu. It will be fun to see what he can do, a rough voice said. It reminded Zangetsu of Hollow Ichigo's voice. So you're his inner hollow then? Zangetsu asked, facing another Naruto. This Naruto's skin was pure white while his hair was black with white strands here and there. His scale was black as was his pupils while his irises was gold. He wore the typical Arrancar outfit except his sleeves were rolled up and his jacket was part way unzipped, letting Zangetsu see the gothic number 0 on the right side of his chest even though it was barely. Last, what annoyed Zangetsu to no end was the arrogant smirk, the same smirk Hollow Ichigo used to wear. Most of his mind is in your control, what do you hope to gain? Zangetsu smirked. Actually, I'm not really in control, I just control his dark thoughts and turn it into power, Naruto said. Why are you here? Zangetsu asked with narrowed eyes. I just came to see if he was really gonna gain power. But I will fight for his body soon and destroy this planet, Naruto laughed while fading away. Zangetsu was troubled. His inner hollow shouldn't be here unless he already existed in some other form. Then he came to the conclusion of Dark Naruto. He guessed when he revealed Naruto's connection with Ichigo. Naruto transformed into Naruto. With that he started to go deeper into his thoughts. Meanwhile Naruto opened his eyes to see his sister in front of him with curious eyes. Ni-san, what are you doing? Mito asked. Naruto stared at her for a couple of seconds before falling back comically. Mito. You can't be in someone's face when they first wake up. Naruto pointed at her. Mito giggled. Sorry Naruto and I, she said. I sweat you and Sayuri-chan are one and the same. Naruto grumbled. Anyway, what is it? He wondered. Well, mother and father wanted me to tell you to get dressed, we're going to the Hyugas for. Sorry, not coming, I got plans, Naruto cut her off. But Ni-san. Why won't you come with us? Hinata will be there, she said, that weak Hyuga girl. Why do I care if she's there or not? Naruto said coldly. Hun? Is that what you think of her? She asked in disbelief. Of course. And tell her to stop stalking me. It makes it harder for me to train when she does, Naruto said. But she likes you. How can you say something like that? Mito asked. Because I can. And so what? I don't like her. If she wants to get my attention in a good way, tell her to stop that stuttering nonsense. It's unfitting for a future clan head, Naruto said. By this time Kushina and Minato were outside the door listening in. So she can act like you? You're gonna be clan head soon also. Mito yelled. You think I want to? I hate this stupid clan and village. Why the hell would I want to be clan head when I'm rejected by my own family? If I had the choice I would burn everything to the ground. Now get out! Naruto yelled. Mito stared in shock as tears started to fall from her eyes. You hate us? She whispered. Naruto turned away from her. Leave Mito, Naruto said coldly, making her flinch before running out the room. Kushina went after her daughter, tears falling down her face as well. Minato stayed by the door with an ashamed expression. Why are you outside my door? Do you need something? Naruto asked in that calm yet cold voice. No, just get dressed, we're leaving in 10, Minato said, walking off. Naruto sighed in annoyance before grabbing some clothes. He felt bad at yelling at Mito, but she was annoying him to no end. But it was true. He hated this small clan of 4 people. Well, he hated his parents. His sister he would always protect. But he also hates the village. After getting dressed he looked into the mirror. He narrowed his eyes as he saw some of his bangs with black strands and his hair was a still blonde but more black than before. He wondered what was happening to him but shrugged off, thinking it was the Hyagaku. He inspected his clothing. It wasn't like the kimono his father wore. Far from it, in fact. He wore black sandals with black pants, a mesh shirt, and a short orange jacket. He messed with his hair to make it more messy. Nodding to himself, he left his room to see his sister was wiping her eyes. But she had a red kimono on with blue swirls. Her hair was let down like Kushina's. He refused to call her his mother. That was for Mikoto. He passed her by without a word and went downstairs. He noticed Minato was wearing a traditional white kimono, but stitched to his back was Namake's. Kushina wore the same kimono Mito wore. Naruto, why are you wearing that? Kushina asked, noticing her son's clothing. Naruto glanced at her before leaning against the wall with his eyes closed and arms folded. Because I refuse to wear the same thing he wears. It ridicules. A scion should always be ready for battle, Naruto said before his eyes snapped open. What the hell did he just say? Scion? How did he? Naruto, where are you going? Minato wondered as Naruto ignored him and rushed to the bathroom. He slammed the door shut and locked the door. Going through some hand signs, he placed a sound barrier. As soon as it was done, he screamed in pain as the lower part of his body started to hurt. Ahhhhh. Naruto screamed, matching the same screams Naruto was going through. Kyuubi and Zangetsu watched in confusion, while above in the heavens a certain white-haired woman smiled in glee. It was happening. Naruto screamed once again in more pain before his body shook and something shot out of the back part of his pants right above his butt. Naruto fell to the ground as he started to pant. What the hell was that? He asked. He slowly stood up and something knocked over the soap dispenser. Looking in confusion, he picked it back up and turned and caught something brown. What the? He muttered before his eyes widened as he saw a brown tail. What the hell is this? Naruto screamed as he grabbed the tail and grunted in pain. He let go of the tail as the pain went away. So if someone grabs my tail then I hurt? Naruto guessed. How the hell was he gonna explain this to the two adults outside when he didn't know what happened his damn self? But he guessed it came with saying he was a scion. Whatever that is, sighing to calm himself down, his tail wrapped around his waist like a belt. After getting rid of everything to the bathroom, he left to see his parents looking at him curiously. Bathroom. Let's go, Naruto ordered, leaving the house. The parents sighed before looking at Mito, who was sad. They all left the house following Naruto. But soon he was following them, ignoring all the glares by sending his own amount of glares and ki. The four traveled to the Hyuga compound where they were greeted by Hayashi himself. Minato, I'm glad you came. Hayashi smiled. Minato nodded with his own smile while Kushina turned to her kids. You two go and play, we will leave in a while. Kushina smiled. Mito nodded while Naruto had other plans. Excuse me, Hayashi-sama, is there anywhere I can train? Naruto asked politely. Yes, just go straight and make a right. There will be some training space, Hayashi informed. Thank you. Naruto bowed before walking off. He is quite the looker, isn't he? Seems he can't stop training either. Reminds me of you, Minato, Hayashi joked. No, he doesn't, not at all. Minato sighed before setting up his false smile and continued with the party. While Kushina stared after her son in sadness, she would check on him in a few hours or so. It's been an hour and Naruto was meditating, learning all there was need to know about Soul Reaper power. Zangetsu would start teaching him Shunpa, something that was much faster than Minato's Hiraishin no Jutsu. As soon as the lesson was over, Naruto opened his eyes and was immediately aware of his surroundings. It's rude to spy on someone, Hinata, Naruto said in a cold voice, making the hidden girl flinch. Naruto stood and began stretching when Hinata showed herself. And Naruto-kun, why aren't you at? Would you stop stuttering? It's annoying. How am I gonna hear what you're saying if you're stuttering and quiet? Speak up. Naruto glared. Hinata kept jumping every time he raised his voice and was hurt he would say that. No matter, I'm not at the party because I don't like parties. And second, I didn't want to come anyway. I could be using this as training which you are interrupting, Naruto said. That's enough, Naruto, Mito said. Naruto turned his glare to his sister, making her tense a bit. What do you want? If it's to get her out of my face, then hurry and do so, Naruto spat before turning around, not expecting a rock to hit his head. Why did you throw that? Naruto glared. Stop being a meanie. Mito glared back. You're really testing my patience, foolish little sister, Naruto said. Mito glared harder while Naruto had enough and sent his killer intent at her, making her and Hinata freeze. Naruto! Kushina yelled upon feeling the small dose. Naruto turned his gaze at his mother, and it increased, making her freeze. She couldn't believe it. There was no way her little boy had this much killer intent at this age. Can I help you? Naruto asked. Kushina remained calm and stared back. Why are you treating your sister and friend this way? Kushina wondered, not knowing she struck a nerve. Friend? Friend? Naruto yelled, making her step back an inch. What do you know about me having friends? Hunh? Naruto yelled, not knowing that his eyes flashed teal. You think you know everything about me because you conceived me? Is that it? News flash. I have one friend. And she isn't here right now. What makes you think I want to be friends with this weak Hyuga? Naruto glared, his ki rising. By this time Hinata passed out and Mito was close to it. Gra! Naruto roared, looking at the sky. He sighed as he calmed down. The night sky was really calming him down. Then he glanced at the quarter moon. He felt a rise in power, but it died down. I'm going to the compound, Naruto said as he walked away. Naruto, wait, Kushina called after him, but he ignored her and kept walking. Hey, what's going on? I heard yelling, Minato said. We're going home, Kushina said as she grabbed Mito's hand. What? But we… Now! Kushina screamed, tears falling from her eyes. Minato stepped back, then came back just as quick. Does this have to do with Naruto? He asked. The woman flinched and turned away. I'm leaving, she said, walking off. Minato sighed as Hinata stood up. Hokage-sama, does Naruto-kun hate me? She asked, wiping her eyes. Minato turned around to see she was crying. No, he is just angry at me and he doesn't hate you. Minato smiled. Hinata nodded, satisfied with that answer. Minato sighed as he walked back home. The guests would be arriving soon and the festival already started. An hour later, Naruto was leaning against the wall watching his sister open her batch full of presents. Naruto-kun, a voice called. Naruto turned his head to see Sayuri along with Itachi. Hey guys, Naruto grinned. Happy birthday. I hope you like it. Sayuri handed it a wrapped gift while blushing. Naruto grinned at her while taking it. Thanks, Sayuri-chan, Naruto grinned. This is from me, Itachi said, giving Naruto a shirt with the Uchiha clan symbol on the back. Thanks, Nii-san, Naruto smiled. Naruto then opened Sayuri's gift to see it was a picture of them together. Unlike the other pictures in the house, Naruto had a genuine grin, and had his arm around Sayuri's shoulder. They took that picture a week ago. Sayuri was also smiling, her long dark indigo hair pulled into a braid while she matched his grin. Thanks, Sayuri-chan. Naruto hugged her, making her blush. Without knowing it, Naruto channeled some Ryatsu into her. Sayuri gained a warm feeling and started to hug him back. Hey everyone, now it is time for Jiraiya's present, Minato called. Naruto let go of Sayuri and watched with narrowed eyes as the white-haired man walked over to Mito. Here you go, Mito. I'm allowing you to sign the Toad contract so you can train under me. Jiraiya grinned. It grew bigger from hearing Tsunade growl. She was mad because she wanted Mito to sign the slug scroll. The guests were in awe that Jiraiya would allow that, even Naruto making him turn away and walk off. Itachi noticed this and wanted to go after him but saw his father walk off also. Mito signed the scroll next to her father's name and looked up. Pervy granddad, what about Naruto and I? Shouldn't he sign the scroll too? Mito asked. Jiraiya looked confused but remembered his talk with Minato. Yeah, want to go take it to him? He asked with a smile. Sure. I'm sure Nii-san will be really happy. Mito grinned and went to look for her brother. Tsunade did as well. She wouldn't lose Naruto to the Toad contract either. Naruto was sitting on the porch in the backyard looking at the night sky with a glare. Something troubling you, kid? A gruff male voice asked. Naruto looked away and spotted Fugaka leaning against the wall with his eyes closed. No, is there something you need, Fugaka-sama? Naruto asked politely. Just wanted to give you your presents, that's all. Fugaka shrugged. Naruto's eyes widened. Hun? Naruto asked. What, never heard of gifts? Fugaka joked with a smirk. No, it's just that I didn't think you would give me one, Naruto said. Well, I like you, kid. You got the spirit of an Uchiha and you make my daughter happy. Plus you don't annoy the hell out of me like your father, Fugaka muttered. Naruto smirked also. Thank you, Fugaka-sama. Naruto bowed. Here, these are some fire jutsu from the clan. Use them well, see ya. Fugaka said, giving 3 scrolls and left with a wave. Naruto smiled at the man's retreating figure and set aside the scrolls. Nii-san? Mito called from behind the big scroll in her hands. Yes, Mito, what is it? Naruto asked. A pervy granddad wanted me to give you this. He wanted you to sign it also, Mito said, pushing out the scroll. No thanks. I refuse to sign something because someone is guilty, Naruto said. Mito huffed. Brother, would you just take the scroll already? She said forcefully. Get it away. Naruto yelled, smacking it away while glaring at her. Mito stared with wide eyes, tears about to spill. What is going on here? Tsunade asked, standing in front of them. Naruto turned his glare at her. What, you want me to sign your stupid scroll too? No thanks, Naruto said, walking off. Naruto, where are you going? Tsunade asked in astonishment. Why are you such a jerk? Mito screamed, making Naruto stop. Ever since they said no, you've always been like this. You always put on that fake smile and act like you're not in pain. You are hateful to everybody but the Uchihas and me. Why can't you? Quiet, Naruto whispered, his tone cold. You may be my little sister, but you know nothing. You know nothing of the pain I have been through. 6 years. 6 years of neglect, and now you all want to notice me? Fat chance. This village will burn to the ground sooner or later, and when your precious Hokage can't save you, then you will all perish. Naruto said darkly, glaring directly at his father who was standing in front of him. Naruto closed his eyes and walked past, going to his room. What is wrong with him? Tsunade asked in a whisper. Minato was frozen. That glare was made from pure hate. Looking over to his daughter, Mito was silently sobbing. The whole house heard Naruto's speech and were taken back. Eventually they all jumped when someone came tumbling down the stairs. And stay out! Naruto yelled before his door slammed shut, shaking the house. Even the door started to crack. Everyone looked to the person on the stairs. It was a man wearing a Chunin uniform. His eye was black, his lips were swollen. Blood was oozing from his head and his right arm was twisted the wrong way. The only person to do this was Naruto. Everyone looked at Minato, who was looking at the direction Naruto was. His family was breaking apart. It's been 6 years since he gained the Hyagaku. All he had to do was wait 2 more days till he got the hell out of here. He's been training non-stop and it seemed he got results. He grew at least 2 inches taller. His hair was not only blonde but blonde with black streaks running almost everywhere. His body put on some more weight due to him always working out. The muscles on his arms grew as much as they could for a 13-year-old, and he officially gained a six-pack that was unnoticed unless he had his shirt off. However, he was still lean, not an overactive muscle builder, as it would ruin his form. Now he was skilled with Zangetsu enough to nearly achieve Bankai, and he was no pushover in Kenjutsu, that much was clear. He is able to take on 3 Umbus in a Kenjutsu match, but what really was his forte was Taijutsu. Ever since his 7th birthday he was interested in Taijutsu. He took on more than one style. His recent favorite style was the Saruken, from the Sarutobi clan. He also learned Ryuken. He was able to create moves from learning that style. It also helped he had fire, wind and lightning affinities. But there was something he was working on, darkness affinity. Having hatred for his parents and the village allowed him to learn how to use it. There was one time that power tried to consume him, but it didn't. He was strong enough to beat it away and gain full control over it. After doing that, everything else was easy. He learned and mastered Shunpa also. Yup, his power has grown. After the birthday incident he was able to make up with his sister and take back everything he said about her. She also forced him to apologize to Hinata, which he did. But he wasn't apologizing on what he said, more like how he said it. His parents weren't even in his radar, even though they tried and still are to make it up to him, which wasn't happening. He didn't care what stuff they gave him, he still would never forgive them. Alright kids, and tomorrow the graduation test will commence. I want all of you to practice and study hard so you can become genin. Dismissed, Irika said. Naruto stood up and carried his bag over his shoulder and walked off. Ni-san. Mito called. Naruto glanced behind him to see she was running towards him. Yeah? He asked in a bored tone. Are you going home? She asked. When you mean home, the Namake's compound? Then yeah, Naruto said. Great, then we can walk together, she grinned. No way. I'm walking with Naruto-kun. Ino yelled. No way, Ino pig. I'm walking home with Naruto-kun. Sakura yelled, billboard brow. Ino growled, pig. Sakura growled back while lightning shot from their eyes. Would you two shut up? Everybody knows that I'm walking with Naruto-kun, Ami said. No way. Ino and Sakura yelled. Guys, Naruto-kun is already gone. Another fangirl pointed out, making the 3 turn in his direction to see he was indeed gone. Naruto sighed as he and his sister walked to the compound. Ever since his 8th birthday he had to deal with the horror which were fangirls. They were the paperwork to the Kage. You should be happy girls are noticing you, Mito giggled. Naruto glanced at her, then forward. No, I can really care less right now, Naruto shrugged. Oh come on. Every girl thinks you're hot, even Sayuri, Mito grinned. And every boy thinks you're hot too. Have you ever noticed why the guys only look at you once then don't ever do it again? It's because... Yeah, I know, Mito cut him off. It was true, Mito was just an inch shorter than him. Her hair was now to her mid-back and wasn't in a braid. But that wasn't the main thing that got the boys' attention. It was her assets and her ass. She was now at least a high B or low C cup, no doubt probably from their mother. Her ass was also gained shape. It was no longer flat like it used to. It was now round. Her nice long legs also complemented it. Her outfit was no better. She wore a long-sleeve orange-blue zipper shirt and a black skirt that stopped at her thighs. She also wore black boots that stopped right below her knees. Naruto wore black umbu pants with black sandals and black shin guards. Around his waist was an orange sash. He also wore a black sleeveless fishnet shirt under a fully unzipped orange high-collared tracksuit jacket. The jacket had black lines running down the arms. If he didn't have his jacket on, he would have black forearm guards on. His hair was now like Minato's, but he planned on changing that soon. Normally he would be sporting Zangetsu on his back but couldn't bring it to school. The two finally made it back to the compound, or home as Mito would call it. "Mom, we're home," Mito called. As she was setting down her backpack, Kushina walked out of the kitchen. "Hey kids, how was school?" she asked with a smile. "Waste cool," they both said at the same time. Mito looked at her brother, who was walking upstairs to his room. "Well, did you guys learn anything?" Kushina asked, hoping to get Naruto in the conversation. "Well, Iruka-sensei said graduation was tomorrow. But it will be a piece of cake, right, brother?" Mito asked as Naruto was walking to his room. "HN," he said as his door closed. Mito rolled her eyes and saw her mom look sullen. "I still can't believe he doesn't forgive us," she said quietly. "He will, but you have to keep trying." Mito smiled softly. Naruto flopped on his bed, his jacket covering the chair next to his desk. Sighing to himself, he fell asleep, waiting till dinner was ready. "Naruto, dinner's ready," Mito said, knocking on his door. A second later the door opened to reveal Naruto with bed hair. Mito blushed lightly at seeing his arms. Without a word, Naruto made his way downstairs and sat in the seat he had since he was a little boy, right next to his sister and across from his parents. "Hey son, father," Naruto replied. Mito sat down next to him, and they all started eating. "Are you two ready for graduation?" Minato asked. "Yup. Soon enough I'll become a genin." Mito grinned. "HN," Naruto said while chewing his food. "Hey dad, once we're genin we have a 3-man team, right?" Mito asked. "That's right," Minato nodded. "Well then, do you know who I'll be paired up with?" Mito asked. "Not really, since I don't know who passed or not," Minato shrugged. "Well, I hope Sayuri and Naruto are on my team," Mito said. Naruto had his eyes closed as he kept eating. "Who do you want on your team, Naruto-kun?" Kushina asked. "I don't really care. As long as they're not weak and can hold their own, then I'm fine," Naruto answered, his eyes still closed. "I think you will be paired up with Hinata and Kiba. Since you are the rookie of the year, Kiba's the dead last next to Shikamaru and Hinata is average," Mito summarized. "HN, then we have a problem," Naruto said. "What do you mean?" Minato asked. This was good. Even though this was a bad topic, at least they got their silent son talking more than a few words. Hinata was supposed to be the clan head of the Hyuga clan, correct? "And Kiba is the same for the Inuzuka," Naruto stated. The parents didn't like where this was going but nodded anyway. "I heard that Hanabi, Hinata's little sister, is going to become the new clan head since her older sister is too weak and timid." Hayashi said so himself, Naruto said, still eating with his eyes closed. "Man, that's terrible. Hinata must be sad. Father isn't there, and thing you can do it about it?" Mito asked. Minato shook his head. "Oh, well then how about Sakura or Ino?" Mito teased. Naruto stopped eating and glared at his sister. "Don't even joke like that," he said seriously. "Sakura as in Haruno?" Kushina asked. "Yeah," Mito said, trying to avoid her brother's glare. "Then she must be the daughter of Sakuya Haruno. And Ino is the daughter of Inoichi Yamanaka, correct?" Minato asked, getting a nod from Mito. "Then why is it a bad thing, Naruto-kun?" Kushina asked. Naruto turned his gaze at her and answered. "I'll put it like this. I will take Hinata Hyuga any day over those simple-minded weak fangirls. Especially the billboard brow. I swear she must have her own orbit," Naruto muttered before standing and cleaning his plate at the sink. After he was done, he dried his hands and turned to his family. "I'm going to bed, good night," Naruto said before leaving. Minato and Kushina sighed while Mito just shook her head. The next day Naruto was walking to the academy with his sister behind him. Sayuri was also next to her. The two were talking about the graduation test while Naruto was just silent. "We'll pass for sure," Sayuri grinned. "Yeah, then Iruka-sensei will have no choice but to put us on the same team," Mito grinned. Sayuri nodded before looking at her secret crush. To be on the same team with Naruto is her dream. Naruto felt her stare but didn't comment, instead quickly glanced at her. The girl had also grown. She was the same height as his sister. Her dark hair was to her mid-back while she had a bang covering her left eye. She had an hourglass figure also. Her ass wasn't like Mito's, but her breasts made up for it. She was at least a high C cup or low D cup, not to mention long legs. She wore a tight blue short-sleeved shirt with tan shorts. Last were the silver shin guards. "Alright class, settled down," Iruka ordered. They kept talking, but when Naruto walked in the room, everyone shut up and sat down. Iruka sighed in relief. Both girls behind him sat in their seats while Naruto stared among the seats. None were open besides the one next to Hinata. Naruto stared impassively before looking at the seat which was in the back. Muttering to himself, he walked over to that seat, much to the Hyuga girls' disappointment. Alright kids, time for the written test. Take your time and good luck. Iruka smiled before passing out the tests. 5 minutes later Naruto stood and handed in his test, and went back to his seat. They all stared at him while he leaned against the back of the chair and closed his eyes. 45 minutes later the class turned in their tests and headed outside for the shuriken throwing test. One by one each student went till it was Mito's turn. She stepped up and threw all the shuriken in one go, striking each target's center. She smirked while looking at her brother who was next. He stepped up and looked at it with a bored expression. He managed to get all the shuriken in one hand and flung them with a quick flick of the wrist. One thunk was heard as all the projectiles were in the dead center of the target. Naruto turned around, put his hands in his pockets, and walked off without a word. Later all the kids joined him in the room. He would have heard the muttering about his skills if he honestly cared. Naruto, Namikaze, please step up, Iruka called. Naruto stood and walked to the front. Please form a henge of the Hokage, Iruka said. Which one? Naruto asked. The fourth, Iruka answered. Naruto gave a short nod and without hand signs transformed to look like his father. Iruka looked impressed and checked him off. Now do a henge of someone of your choice, Iruka said. Naruto nodded once again and transformed to Ichigo. Good, but may I ask who is this? Iruka asked. Someone I've known for a long time, Naruto said in Ichigo's voice before reverting back to normal. Alright then, the clone jutsu please, Iruka said. Naruto nodded and formed 10 shadow clones without hand signs. What in the world, Naruto, are those? Yes, Kagebushin, Naruto answered. Okay, please do the substitution, Iruka said. Naruto sighed but did it anyway, replacing himself with Kiba, who was picking his nose. After he realized what happened, he blushed from embarrassment. Go back to your seat, nose picker, Iruka smirked. Kiba nodded and gave a glare to Naruto, who ignored it and walked back down. Alright then, here is your headband, congrats. Iruka smiled. Naruto picked the black headband and stared at it with an impassive gaze. If things were different. Thank you, sensei. Naruto bowed before tying the thing to his neck and went back up and gave a small smile to his grinning sister, who was sporting it on her forehead. Mom, we're home and we're graduates. Mito grinned. Kushina came downstairs and smiled at her children. She was surprised when Naruto didn't rush upstairs like always but chose instead to lean against the wall. Congratulations, I'm so proud of you too, Kushina grinned. She noticed Naruto had a faraway look and guessed he was thinking about something very deeply. Yeah. Naruto and I was even better than me. You should have seen him. He threw the shuriken with one hand easily and made shadow clones in. Wait, shadow clones? How did you learn those, Naruto? She asked. Naruto glanced at her. Kyubi, was all he said, making her freeze while her daughter tensed. Kyubi? You can talk to it? She asked. It's not an it, mother, it's a she, and yes I can, ever since father neglected my training, Naruto said coldly. Naruto sighed and went upstairs. When he came back he had Zangetsu strapped to his back. I'm going out, don't wait up. With that he left the house. Its signature is close. Tell me again, Zangetsu, why they exist on this planet? Naruto mentally asked. Hollows exist everywhere, Naruto. As long as something can die it's possible. Plus the species on your planet are nearly exactly like humans except you use chakra in large doses, Zangetsu answered. Naruto sighed as he landed on a roof and crouched down while glaring at the group of hollows looking for food. This is where you die for real, Naruto muttered before jumping off the building while unsheathing his sword. On his way down, Naruto vertically slashed a hollow's mask, making it vanish. The other hollows turned their attention to him as he stood glaring at them. Why are there so many? Naruto thought. He had to deal with some this morning at the crack of dawn. Now he had these? One of the hollows lunged at him, but before it could even roar it was beheaded by Naruto. The others roared before charging him as well. He smirked before gripping his Zanpakuto tighter and spun around while slashing. After 5 minutes Naruto was alone before he felt something very wrong. Snapping his head to the sky he saw a garganta open, revealing 3 Minos which stepped out into his world. What the hell? Zangetsu. Naruto ordered. Think, Naruto, those are Minos Grande. They will be hard to defeat, Zangetsu said. Naruto glared at them before jumping from building to building and stood right in front of one's face. Hey you bastard! Go back! Naruto yelled. The Minos looked at him before opening its mouth to launch a Siro. Naruto's eyes widened before leaping back. Getsuga Tensho! Naruto yelled, launching his attacks at the hollow. The Siro stopped while its face was being bombarded by the dark slashes. Naruto-kun behind you! Kyuubi warned. Naruto glanced behind him and dodged the Siro that hit the Minos he was dealing with before. As soon as he was out of the way, he flew higher into the sky. Getsuga Ryukin! Naruto yelled while falling down and slashing the giant hollow in half. Both Minos faded away, only leaving one more which was headed towards the Hokage Tower. Sorry bub, but not on my watch! Naruto yelled while using Shunpa to appear in front of the hollow. Die! Naruto roared while using a unsaid Getsuga Tensho. Naruto put so much power into the technique the Minos leaned back before vanishing. Naruto panted as he stood in the air but tensed when he heard clapping. Very good Naruto-kun, you seem stronger. But the Hyagaku can do only so much. Naruto spun around to see a teenage girl who looked about 15 with an annoying smirk. She had long silver hair with black streaks running through it, which was tied into a ponytail and a bang covering her left eye. Her right eye was a pupilless gold amber. She had a nice tan. Also supple pink lips. She wore tan pants which stopped at her bandaged ankles, but had no shoes on, showing off her cute medium-sized feet. The woman was adorning black nail polish on both feet and fingers. She wore a sleeveless black shirt, and around her neck was some kind of necklace but was hidden under her shirt. Naruto gazed at her eyes which held amusement, happiness and small seriousness. Then he saw it. Tucked in her black sash was a katana which gave off some spirit energy. You have a Zanpakuto. Who the hell are you and how did you know I had the Hyagaku? Naruto demanded, readying himself. The girl shrugged. I know things, what can I say? She smirked. And the sword? He asked. I also possessed the Hyagaku before you, she said. Naruto narrowed his eyes. But Rika said I was the only one on the planet it chose, Naruto said. Oh, I'm not from this planet. I'm from a different planet not that far away from this one. But enough talk, show me what you can do. She grinned before flashing in front of him. It was only his skill that Naruto was able to block the oncoming blow, but barely. The girl had a huge smirk while she was pushing on him. Naruto, however, looked annoyed and kicked her away. Why are here? And who are you? Naruto demanded. So demanding, aren't you? She chuckled before appearing behind him. Naruto saw it coming and ducked while bringing his sword upward in reverse grip. The girl flipped backwards, barely dodging. So you are skilled, good, keep me entertained. She roared while charging at him. Naruto glared while charging at her back. The two clashed, causing a shockwave. The two pushed against each other before they leaped back. I will ask once more. Who the hell are you? Naruto yelled. Nake, Benihime. The girl said. Naruto cursed as a red blast shot at him, making him flip over it and swing down while yelling, Getsuga Tensho. The black blast shot at the girl, who sliced through it like butter. Using Shunpa, she appeared before Naruto and sliced his abdomen, causing blood to spew. Naruto grunted in pain while jumping away. Is that all? She smirked. Naruto, you must use Bankai. Benihime is a powerful Zanpakuto once used by Kisuke Urahara. Zangetsu reminded. You mean the shopkeeper? Naruto asked, getting a mental nod from Zangetsu. Fine, Kyuchan, you mind helping me? Naruto asked. Of course, the demoness replied. Naruto nodded. Bankai! Naruto shouted, causing black and red energy to wrap around him. After a few seconds, Naruto was revealed. Instead of the black jacket like Ichigo, his was crimson due to Kyuubi. The blade of Zangetsu was also crimson while the hilt was pure black. Naruto's hair grew a little longer while his eyes were now slitted. His orange jacket burned into flames and was replaced by the one he currently wore, so the only thing remained was his fishnet shirt. The girl narrowed her eyes before saying, So this is your Bankai? It seems different than Ichigo's and similar at the same time. I'm guessing Kyuubi's doing. That statement gained widened eyes from Naruto. Who are you? He asked calmly yet coldly while pointing his sword at her. She smirked before flashing in front of him. Naruto narrowed his eyes before blocking. His right hand was the one gripping Zangetsu while his left was held by his side. The girl attacked him with a barrage of strikes and Naruto stood there blocking them all. Having enough, Naruto sent her back with a push of his spirit energy. Your speed is impressive, Naruto-kun, but not enough. she said, pointing her sword at him. A silver ball of energy appeared at the tip and grew. Naruto narrowed his eyes before he figured what that was. Zero! She yelled, launching the blast at him. Naruto stepped back a bit, waiting for the attack to hit. Once it was close enough, he shifted into reverse grip and swung up, shouting, "Backlash wave!" The Zero shot into the air before exploding. Naruto glared at the girl. "Are you trying to destroy this village?" he asked. He got no answer, so instead he decided to attack. Shifting back to regular grip, he brought the sword up and swung down. "Wind Scar!" he yelled. The girl appeared in front of him and plunged her arm in the dead center of his chest. Naruto's eyes widened while coughing up blood. The girl glanced at him and ripped her hand out. Before he fell, she gripped his neck and was surprised by the grip he still had on Zangetsu. "Wake soon, Naruto-kun," she whispered before they both disappeared. Mindscape. Naruto opens his eyes, expecting to be in his mindscape, but was surprised to know he and the city was submerged underwater. Struggling to try and breathe, Naruto sees the surface and quickly swims towards it. But before he is out, is pulled back and thrown into a building. Opening his eyes, he sees a dark figure which is wearing a hooded cloak. "Calm down. It is painful to watch, but you should be able to breathe," the figure said. Naruto narrowed his eyes but tried anyway. Once he was able to, the figure said, "How's that?" Naruto glared at him but asked, "Where is Zangetsu? Where is my partner?" Naruto asked. "Well, at least you didn't call me old like Ichigo did." The figure smirked while pulling out his sword. "Tensai Zangetsu." Naruto's eyes widened. "How the hell do you have that?" Naruto asked. This seemed very familiar, but he couldn't remember. "Can't remember? Good, then it's working. I hate for you to know how to ruin my fun," the figure said. Naruto glared at him while the figure pulled of the hood, revealing a young man with curly black hair. Naruto narrowed his eyes. "Wow, you really don't remember. But just like before, this is your first time coming to your mindscape in Bankai. I should thank that girl," the man muttered. Before Naruto could comment, he flew at him. In pure speed and training, Naruto pulled out his own Tensai Zangetsu and blocked. "I know. You're Tensai Zangetsu, aren't you?" Naruto said while TZ, Tensai Zangetsu, pushed against him. Not giving a worded answer, TZ swung upward, causing an explosion to hit the surface. Real world. The girl saw Naruto's shoulder get cut and frowned. "So you have started. Good. I need you to be powerful once we leave. The Hyuga can't do everything," she said to herself. Mindscape. Naruto skidded back on top of a roof. "Damn, Zangetsu, why are you fighting me?" Naruto demanded. "Because I feel like it," was his answer as he charged and swung for his head, but Naruto ducked under and flipped away. "Where is Kyubi?" Naruto wondered. "Focus, or I won't teach you anything," Zangetsu ordered before appearing behind Naruto and kicking him aside. "What the hell are you talking about?" Naruto grumbled while standing from the rubble. "You can't fool me, Naruto. I know what you want. You don't want just power. You want power and more. You want to use the power to destroy what you hate and protect what you love, correct? You want to learn the final Getsuga Tensho," Zangetsu yelled. Naruto's eyes widened before glaring. "How?" he asked. "I know everything, what you truly desire." "Well, I can't teach you that," Zangetsu said. "And why not?" "I need the power to destroy the village and protect my precious people," Naruto stated. Zangetsu clashed with Naruto quickly while pushing against him. "So what? I don't care what becomes of your precious people or destruction," Zangetsu said before blasting Naruto away. The building exploded as Naruto flew out and Zangetsu followed. "Do not misunderstand, Naruto. What you want to destroy and protect is not what I want to destroy and protect," Zangetsu said. Naruto crawled up of the floor but was still on all fours looking at the ground. "What do you mean?" Naruto muttered. "About?" Zangetsu asked. "I mean, what the hell do you mean about what I want is not what you want? What about the training and crap you put me through? You said you would lend me your strength like Ichigo. Was I wrong? Answer me, Zangetsu." Naruto yelled, now standing up and glaring at his opponent. "Fool, look at this world. This world was once full of tall buildings. Taller than Ichigo's were. And now they are reduced to nothing. The sky has gone dark and the building have downsized. The rain has stopped falling and now we are underwater," Zangetsu said as Naruto looked around with wide eyes. "Are you really that scared? That weak? You comment on others' weakness but you don't realize your own. It's because, Naruto, you are giving yourself to hatred," Zangetsu glared before appearing in front of him. "How can you ever gain true power when you wallow in hatred and despair? All you want is revenge. You hide your true self because you are afraid it might disappear. I can't leave you like this, Zangetsu said before plunging his fist in Naruto's chest. Naruto coughed up blood. Right here and right now, Naruto. I will draw out the source of your despair, Zangetsu said while ripping out his hand, making Naruto scream in pain and cough out something white which landed on the ground in a plop. Naruto looked behind Zangetsu to see a white figure. As it rose it spoke. It's been a while, hasn't it, Naruto? How long? 8 years. The person said in that raspy, hollow voice. Naruto paled as he observed the figure. It was wearing the same garb he wore except the color scheme was white except for the horn mask which was black. Naruto knew that mask. That was a full hollow mask instead of the one he used in desperation. What's with the face? Don't you recognize me? The person asked, moving his hand to the mask to reveal a piece of his face. Once the piece was removed it revealed his dark hollow self. No, no! Why the hell are you here? I locked you up that day, Naruto said. Did you really think that weak cell would hold me? I've been influencing you since, then once you gained Zangetsu I merged with your inner hollow, Naruto said. I see, so you're the reason I'm so angry. What about the mask? And how the hell did you get a tail? Naruto demanded, seeing the white tail that was behind him. Oh, so you don't remember? You used that mask when seeing the full moon, on your 9th birthday, don't you remember? You didn't want to join the party so you left the village to train. You accidentally looked at the moon while training with your hollow mask and you became the hollow form of your ape self, Zangetsu explained. Naruto's eyes widened. He didn't remember that at all and Kyuubi didn't want to tell him. Hui. Where is Kyu-chan? Naruto demanded. Oh, she is hanging around somewhere. You should hear her. Naruto smirked under the mask. He snapped his fingers to hear roaring. Let me out. Zangetsu. Naruto. Kyuubi roared. The hollow snapped his fingers again to hear silence. You bastard! Naruto growled. You were so afraid of your destructive impulses mentally you can't properly hollowify, Zangetsu said, trying to get back on track. So what now? Do you want me to fight him? Naruto glared. No, you fight us as one, Zangetsu and Naruto said before breaking apart and formed into one being. What the hell? Naruto gasped while gripping his sword tighter. Before him was Tensai Zangetsu but in Naruto's clothing but with shoes, and half of the mask was on the left side of his head. Originally we were two as one, and both of us are your own power, Zangetsu glared. Naruto stepped back while his grip tightened. If that was possible. This will be fun doing it a second time. Now, let's go, Naruto. Show me the power of a scion, Zangetsu yelled while charging at him. Naruto was shocked at his speed and was blasted deeper into the water. Still won't fall, Naruto? Zangetsu said. Naruto's hair was now a sopping mess as it covered the right side of his eye and his forehead. Hell no, you will teach me the final Getsuga Tensho, Naruto said. Do you even know what happens when you use that technique? Zangetsu asked. Hun? There is a side effect? Naruto asked. Of course, the side effect is you lose your Shinigami powers. Plus I said I wouldn't teach you it anyway, Zangetsu said, clashing with Naruto. Naruto pushed him back and started striking him repeatedly. Why do you need that move anyway? For what? What enemy do you need to destroy for you to use that technique? Ichigo had to fight Aizen, but what about you? Zangetsu yelled as he blasted Naruto away. Why? Why do I need the technique? Do I really hate Konoha that much? That I need to waste my power? No! Naruto snapped his eyes open and flew higher into the air. Zangetsu watched as an aura started to engulf Naruto. I won't let my dark side win. There is no way. What happened to me for me to hate this much? Go away! Go away! Naruto yelled as his ki flared. His slitted blue eyes started to turn teal as his air started to float. Ayaha! Naruto screamed while his hair turned golden and the black streaks turned silver. His tail unwrapped itself around his waist, and it turned silver and gold also. Gra! Naruto roared as his mindscape was exploded in a white light. After the light faded, Zangetsu stared at the glowing Naruto. His eyes were a pupilless teal, his hair was golden with silver streaks while around him was a gold aura that looked like flames. His muscles grew a little bigger also. So you've done it, you achieved Super Saiyan, Zangetsu smirked. Naruto's face was stoic as he was thinking. If he really wanted to defeat me he would have done so. He wouldn't have let me achieve this form and beat me from the start. That's how strong he is. If he didn't want to teach me, he could have kicked me out and hide, so why? Naruto thought, but was cut short when Zangetsu charged at him. Naruto would normally blocked but let go of his sword instead and was stabbed. How sharp of you! The final Getsuga Tensho is not something that can be acquired. Only be accepting the blade, Zangetsu said. Naruto looked impassively. It doesn't hurt, he whispered. Of course, this Tensai Zangetsu is yourself. If you accept it, there is no reason to feel pain from being pierced. You sure are slower than Ichigo, but unique, Zangetsu said while a tear dropped. Are you crying? Naruto asked. Naruto, you and Ichigo are different yet the same. You want to protect what's dear to you. Do you remember what I said, about what I wanted to protect? Zangetsu asked. Yeah, Naruto said. It was you, Naruto, you and Ichigo, Zangetsu said. What is that supposed to mean? Naruto asked. The meaning will come straight to you along with the technique. But if you use this technique, you will become Getsuga, a voice said, shocking both. They snapped their heads to see Ichigo. So you're my reincarnation, hun? Well then, I'm Ichigo Kurosaki, Ichigo said. I Ichigo? How are you here? Zangetsu asked. That's not important. What's important is Naruto still needs your power, Zangetsu. And that is only if you two become one, Ichigo said. What? They both said. Naruto, there is no point in using final Getsuga now. You must know that. It's a waste just for you to lose all your spiritual power. So instead you two must become one. Here, Ichigo said, throwing them each an earring. Those are Patora earrings. When you put those on, you two will become one being permanently but have your separate minds. Now hurry, Ichigo said. Well? Naruto asked. We were already one. I don't mind a bit, Zangetsu said, putting on the earring on his left ear while Naruto put it on his right. In 2 seconds they both combined. Ichigo covered his eyes to see Naruto now was back in regular form. His hair was a little curly but still the same. He was also a little taller, not by much though. He wore Zangetsu's cloak also. So we're one now, cool. So now I'm Naruto Zangetsu. Naruto smirked. Yes, but soon you will become Naruto Zangetsu Kurosaki. This is my gift to you, Naruto. Since I'm already dead, it won't matter much. Take those off and put this on, Ichigo said, tossing him another earring. 2 fusions? Is that even safe? Naruto asked. Yes, you will gain my power but my mind won't enter. Ready? Ichigo asked. Naruto nodded before they both put the earrings on. The two flew towards each other and slammed, becoming one. Once it was done, Naruto was wearing the darkened crimson Bankai cloak without sleeves. His hair was just like Ichigo's now, longer and spiky and covered part of his right eye. His whisker marks still there but faint. Naruto looked at his hands and channeled his spirit energy and formed Zangetsu. He dispersed it and formed a pinwheel. That's my full bring power, hun, Naruto muttered, dispersing it. Naruto closed his eyes and focused. Once he opened them, he was right in front of Kyubi. She looked at him and tackled him. Are you okay? I was so worried, Kyubi said. I'm fine, Kyu-chan, but I need to talk to you about my personality change, Naruto said. You want it now? She asked. Yes, I still want this but not that much. Once the Hyagaku is released, I want it, Naruto said. Kyubi nodded before Naruto faded out of the seal. Real world. Naruto fluttered his eyes open to see a white ceiling. He sniffed the air and guessed he was in the hospital. Turning his head to left, he saw the girl he fought on the chair reading some kind of magazine. So you're finally awake, hun? She asked while flipping a page. Naruto looked at her with uncaring eyes, then back to the ceiling. Who are you and why am I here? Naruto asked. Well, I brought you here because that hole I put in your chest was gushing out too much blood for me to properly seal it. As for who I am, it's a secret. She grinned. Naruto gained a tick mark but calmed down. Was this a part of your plan? For me to meet Tensai Zangetsu? Naruto asked. I guess all I know was that I was supposed to put you on the right path, the girl said, flipping another page. Right path? As in what I want to destroy and protect? Naruto asked. You got it. So what do you want to destroy and protect? She asked, her eyes scanning the page. Naruto thought about his life and how he hated his parents Konoha for choosing his sister over him. His reason for power was to eradicate the objects of his hatred and loneliness, and to protect the small group he held dear. But now he wanted to destroy his foes, so that in a way he is protecting his precious people. Did he still hate his parents? Yes, but to the point he wants to destroy them? Maybe. My foes, he said. What was that? She asked. I want to destroy my foes, the ones who pose a threat to my precious people, Naruto said. Good answer. Now here is the final question. What are you gonna do now? Will you stay here and get a little stronger? Or leave this world and gain way more power and protect more than this planet? She asked. Naruto sighed inwardly. I refuse to stay here. There is no way I am happy here. But maybe I can restart my life elsewhere, Naruto said. It's possible, she said. Naruto looked at her, meeting her eyes. It's very possible, because I've done it. I have restarted my life. And now I'm more happy than I ever was. But I will be more happy when I kill him, she said with narrowed eyes. Him? Naruto asked. Yes, Frieza Cold, youngest son of King Cold and brother of Cooler Cold. He destroyed my planet just because he was bored. She glared at the ground. Naruto's eyes widened when he felt her ki rising and fast. He took away the little friends I held dear, and my brother, just because he was bored. She growled, causing her ki to rise and the room to flash. Naruto opened his eyes to see her hair was golden while her eyes were teal. You're a scion, Naruto guessed. She looked at him and nodded. My mother was sent to my home planet Turok when she was a baby. She was different from other scions apparently since her hair was silver instead of black. So they disowned her, sending her to the most dangerous planet in my system. She gave birth to me but died after 5 minutes. My father was the one to take care of me. He had a son by another woman not that long after. She paused to take a breath. Her silver hair returned as her ki dropped. Kian was my first friend because I was treated differently due to me having a tail. But soon I gained some friends, but one day that bastard that was my father ripped off my tail, and it was the same day Frieza came to destroy the planet. I barely escaped due to me finding my mother's space pod. I watched as my planet along with my brother was destroyed, she explained. What about the Hyagaku? Naruto asked. I guess I always had it since I was born. Once my planet was destroyed, I was so angry at Frieza I became a Super Saiyan and gained Beneheim. Rika trained me in the arts of Shinigami but said me learning my Saiyan powers was my own. So I searched the galaxies to find the next bearer of the Hyagaku and found you, she explained. Naruto took all that information in. What about me? In my mindscape I was able to become a Super Saiyan. Can I do so now? Naruto asked. She shook her head. No, you only have the potential to become a Super Saiyan. Something major must happen for you to become one, she said. Naruto nodded, then something struck his mind. What's today? He asked. Friday. Why? She asked. Naruto shot straight up and channeled chakra into his arm. Within a second a scroll appeared. Naruto unsealed the scroll and put on his clothes. What's the rush? She wondered, blushing slightly at his muscles. Today is when I get team assignments. But most importantly when the Hyagaku leaves my body, he said before jumping out the window. The girl watched as he left, leaving her alone in the room, or so she thought. It's almost time. Will you learn with him? A familiar female voice asked. Yes, you said if I found him I won't be alone, the silver-haired girl said. And you won't, but you have to go after him, the voice said. The girl nodded. I will be at the valley waiting. Don't be late, the voice said before fading off. Naruto barged in the classroom, quieting everyone down till Ni-san. Mito yelled. Naruto glanced at her, then at Sayuri, who also looked worried. Naruto, you're late. You're never late. Something happen? Irika asked, confused. Naruto looked at him and shook his head. Well then go take a seat, Irika ordered. Naruto nodded and walked off to sit with his sister, who was glaring at him. Where have you been? Mother and father were worried about you. I was worried, Mito said. Sorry, I had something to take care of, Naruto answered. Alright, now let's start with team assignments. Team 1. Irika started. Naruto was only half paying attention as he was thinking how he was gonna get out of here. Team 7 will be Naruto Namikaze, Hinata Hyuga and Sai. Your team sensei will be Kakashi Hatake, Irika said. Naruto glared. Oh, he was defiantly leaving. Team 8 will be Mito Namikaze, Kiba Inuzuka and Shino Aburame. Your sensei is Kurina Yuhi. Team 9 is still active. Team 10 will be Sayuri Uchiha, Shikamaru Nara and Choji Akamichi. Your sensei will be Asuma Sarutobi, Irika said. Team 11 will be Ino Yamanka, Sakura Haruno and Yusuke Urahara. Your sensei will be Anko Mitarashi. Irika finished. There was protests going everywhere till Irika yelled at them. Now listen. This is all the Hokage's doing. If you have a problem, take it up with him. Now before your senseis come you have an hour to get acquainted and have lunch. Dismissed, Irika said. Naruto stood up to leave, glancing at the emotionless pale kid Sai. but was stopped by Hinata, who looked like she was trying not to blush. "And Naruto-kun, I was wondering." "No," he said, and passed by her, making her frown. Mito and Sayuri followed him, wondering what the hell was wrong with him. He was on a team with Hinata, he should at least be friends with her. But then again, he was barely friends with anybody. Naruto shined home and walked in the house. "Naruto!" Kushina called at seeing her son. "Yes, what is it?" Naruto asked. "Where have you been?" "We were worried sick," Kushina said. "I told you not to wait up. I went out for training and I fell asleep," Naruto said, waving off her worry. "I need to get some things," Naruto said, going to his room. Once the door was closed, he looked over his room and started to seal his things into the many scrolls. He had prepared for this since he turned 7, so he was beyond ready. After sealing his things and sealed them into one scroll, he picked up his backpack and quickly left for his father's library. He looked up all the jutsu he could use. He skipped over Hiraishin since he had Shunpa. He also skipped over Rasengan since he learned by himself. So he took a couple of fire jutsu, some wind and lightning. He also took that jutsu his supposed to be sensei created, lighting blade. Why his father had it? No clue, but he was grateful he did. After sealing the scrolls in another scroll, he made his way to the Fuinjutsu section and took the mastery scrolls. Once everything was sealed, he put the 3 scrolls in his backpack. Putting the bag over his shoulder, he left the office and was in the living room, his mother in the kitchen. "I'm leaving." "Goodbye, mother," Naruto said while putting his headband next to the family picture on the half wall. Looking at it once more, he faced down and left. "Okay, bye," Kushina said when walking out, not seeing her son. Shrugging to herself, she went back to doing the dishes, but something was eating at her but didn't know what. Naruto jumped from roof to roof, careful not to encounter Ambu. Naruto glanced at Mito and Sayuri, who were strolling home, no doubt looking for him. Naruto looked away and continued on. "Mom, have you seen Naruto?" Mito asked, walking in the house. Kushina walked out the kitchen. "Oh, he just left. I think he went back to school," Kushina said. Mito looked confused before heading upstairs to his room. Since his 7th birthday, she hadn't been his room due to it being sealed or locked, so she just knocked. Getting no answer, she opened the door, surprised to find it open. What she saw scared her. The room was more plain than it was the last time she came in here. But what were on the walls were formulas of seals and such. Looking at his desk, she could see papers scattered all over the place. Going to look, she saw that they were plans for new jutsu and such. Looking over the desk more, something caught her eye. Picking the paper under the mess of the rest, she was now looking at a drawing. An incredible drawing at that. It was of the moon in the night sky. Trying to look for more, she found his sketchbook in the trash with another book, but it was black and smaller. It was most likely a journal of some sort. She flipped through the sketchbook and surprised to see lots of pictures of him and herself along with Sayuri. When she got to the middle of the large sketchbook, she saw the 9-tailed fox, but on top of its head was her brother, and he was grinning like a fox. Turning to the next page, she saw Naruto again, but instead he was sitting against a tree with a red-headed woman sitting between his legs. She looked asleep, as did Naruto, with a small smile. Around them was a beautiful field of flowers and such, but once again she saw the full moon. After a few more pages, she stopped on a page where Naruto was sitting on a rooftop surrounded by other buildings. On the side, standing on the tip of a building, was a middle-aged man in some kind of black cloak and glasses. Then, looking again, on Naruto's back was the sword he always carried, and once again he was staring at the full moon with an impassive gaze. "Mito, what's taking you so long?" Sayuri asked as she came up the stairs. Mito ignored her as she turned to the last page and gasped. The picture was of a burning Konoha in the night. Naruto was sitting on the edge of the Hokage Tower looking at the village with his impassive face. Behind him were 2 people who lay dead. Their parents' blood trickled out of her mother's mouth with her eyes closed, while her father's chest was impaled by Naruto's sword. But then she caught something. Looking at the village, she saw an ape-like monster destroying the village while the same full moon was out. "What are you looking at?" Sayuri asked as she was in her crush's room. Mito handed her the book and picked up the journal. She read most pages about how he hated Konoha and stuff like that. Then she stopped on his 7th birthday. "I met this weird lady today when I left the compound. But before that I tripped over this awesome-looking rock. The woman said it was called the Hyagaku and I was its new container. She said it would bring me power and in 6 years I would be more powerful to fulfill my dreams. She gave me my new sword Zangetsu. Apparently Kyuchan doesn't mind Zangetsu. He told me how I was Ichigo's reincarnation and stuff. His memories are so cool but were painful since I felt every pain he felt. The woman told me her name was Rika and said I should leave the village when I graduate, then I could accomplish my dreams. But it would be hard leaving Nito-chan and Sayuri-chan. I love them both, but I must fulfill my dream, that way I can be complete. As she read on, Mito's eyes widened. Today was the day he was leaving. M.O.M. Mito screamed and ran downstairs. Sayuri looked confused as she looked at the picture but jumped when her friend screamed and ran downstairs. Soon she joined her. What's WR? He's gone. Naruto's gone. We have to search for him. We have to find him. Mito cried. What do you mean? Kushina asked, trying to calm her down. He's left the village. We have to find him before it's too late, Mito said. Kushina's eyes widened before she left via Shunshin. Minato was having a decent day despite the fact he had no clue where his son was and probably would berate him for putting the weak Hyuga on his team. But he believed Naruto should make friends with her and get closer. Minato! Kushina yelled, barging in the office. The man jumped from seeing his wife barge in like that. What's the matter? He asked. Naruto is gone. He left the village. We have to find him, Kushina said, her eyes beginning to tear. Minato got serious before calling Umbu. I need 3 teams to go look for my son outside and inside the village. Nico! Get me the Jonin now! And tell Kakashi that it is an order. Minato barked out. The Umbu nodded and went to do their jobs. Within 5 minutes the Jonin sensei along with Itachi were in the office wondering what the commotion was about. Listen up! Naruto has left the village and needs to be found immediately. We can't let him go. I have reason to believe he has already left the gates, but I'm not sure, so I'm sending you all outside to look. Dismissed. Minato yelled. After they were gone, he looked over to his wife, who was sobbing quietly. Walking over to her, he hugged her. It's okay, we'll find him, Minato reassured. I just can't believe this is happening. I'm such a bad mother if this is happening, Kushina said. Don't pin all the blame on yourself. It's my fault too, you know. I'm the one who neglected him over Mito. But we will find him. Minato kissed her forehead and flashed home. The sight he was greeted to was Mito readying herself with kunai and such. She tied her hair back in a ponytail before glancing at her father. I'm going to find him with Sayuri, she said. Fine, but take this. I'll be right behind you, Minato said, handing her a kunai. She took it and pocketed it before running out the house and jumped from roof to roof. Meanwhile at the gate, Kakashi summoned his tracking dogs. What is it, Kakashi? Pakken asked. I need you to find Naruto's scent for us. He's gone missing, Kakashi said. Pakken nodded as he sniffed the cloth Kakashi gave him. He's gone north and seems pretty far ahead, Pakken said as Thu Jonin nodded and ran out. Mito and Sayuri weren't far behind. Naruto hopped from tree to tree. He glanced behind him now, knowing the situation. Before leaving, Naruto planted a clone so when it dispelled he was informed of what was going on. Naruto looked forward and sped up. Forming a hand sign, he said, Taiju Kage Bushin no Jutsu. Within seconds there were at least 100 Narutos. I want 25 of you to spread around the forest and mark our scent. I want another 25 to scatter the forest. We need to confuse the ninja dogs Hatake has. Scatter. Naruto barked, causing the clones to get to work. His trail has changed. No. It's everywhere. I can't pinpoint the real one. Pakken and the dogs snapped their heads around. So he's trying to throw us off, eh? Fine, Itachi, Kakashi ordered. The Uchiha nodded before activating his Sharingan. His chakra is everywhere. It seems he has created an army of clones. I can't pinpoint the real one, Itachi said. Then we will have to scatter. Each of you group up in 2 and take a ninja hound. Howl if you encounter the real one. Try and persuade him into coming back and don't do too much damage. Spread. Kakashi barked, causing them to also get to work. Naruto stopped as he decided to rest. He was sure he threw them off. But he had to be careful as there was Jonin and Umbu looking for him. Well, don't I feel loved? Took 13 years to notice me? Pathetic, Naruto muttered to himself as he took off once again. As he kept jumping, he wondered where he would go from here. After he left, he finally came to a clearing and sighed as he stood and began walking, but had to dodge the kunai that nearly hit him. Back flipping, he faced 3 Umbu. Who the hell are you? I'm positive the Hokage didn't send you if the masks are anything to go by. Naruto glared. Naruto Namikaze, you are to come with us. You are not permitted to leave the village. Orders from Danzo-sama, the rude Umbu said. Danzo? What the hell does that old fart want with me? Naruto demanded. That is classified, the second said as he charged at Naruto. The boy grunted in annoyance before using Shunpa and kneeing his attacker's ribs. Naruto backflipped and did a handstand as he kicked the Umbu's chin repeatedly. With one final kick he was into the air, disappearing in a blur. Naruto appeared in front of the first, and uppercut him. Shoryuken! Naruto yelled as his opponent was launched into the sky with flames. The third Umbu charged ready to strike with his blade but was cut in two by Naruto's pinwheel technique. After he was done, the boy ran out the fields to complete his journey, not knowing he was being followed. As Naruto continued to run, he was smart enough to turn around mid-jump and blow out, fire style, Great Fire Ball Jutsu. The ball of flame flew towards Itachi, who was able to duck under and chase Naruto, who hurried ahead. I knew teaching him that was a bad idea, Itachi mused before speeding up. Glancing to his left, he saw Anko looked like she was in deep thought. Probably wondering why Naruto would leave her, he thought. Naruto landed on the first Hokage's stone head and looked around. He was here, the Valley of the End. Sighing to himself, he jumped over the Madara's head and kept walking but stopped when he heard Naruto. He wondered how the hell they all caught up to him so fast. Then he realized they probably used reverse summon or some crap like that. He wouldn't know since he didn't have summons yet. Naruto's anger got the best of him. Why the hell would they care? Why would they care now of all times when now he wants them to leave him alone? Turning around, he faced them. All their eyes widened, including Mito and Sayuri, who were hiding, waiting till it was the right time. If the Jonin failed, then they would step in. The right side of Naruto's was covered by his hollow mask. He mentally grinned. If he had full control soon, then he would be a wizard. Awesome. Well, if it isn't the Jonin, Naruto smirked. Why? Anko asked quietly, but Naruto heard her as his attention was directed at her. Why are you leaving? Aren't we your friends? She screamed. Naruto stared at her with his impassive look. Yes, that is the reason why I'm leaving, Naruto said. Bullshit. If I'm your friend and you have others, then you would stay. Anko yelled, surprising the other Jonin as they did not know the connection Naruto had with her, not even Kurenai. Wrong, if I stayed then I would have killed you all, with no remorse, so let me go, Naruto said while turning around and continued to walk off. That's when Itachi snapped. He channeled chakra to his feet and jumped to Naruto. The boy saw a shadow closing in and decided to make use of it. Itachi suddenly was pushed back and fell into the water. Why? Because his shadow repelled him away. Naruto smirked as he continued to walk but cursed when a giant snake smashed where he was standing. He was forced into the air right above the snake summon's head. Naruto narrowed his eyes and channeled chakra to his hand, causing chirps to be heard. This was only the second time he used Chidori. He needed to master it, then he would move on to Lightning Blade. The white lighting soon turned black with red outlines. Tensho Chidori, Naruto muttered before flying down his arms by his side looking like a bullet. Naruto cocked his Chidori hand back and thrust it inside the snake's head, killing it. He landed on the water with ease and was able to stand. Everyone was taken back by his show of skill. Especially Kakashi, who was surprised to see Chidori to be used without hand signs and that Naruto was able to stand on water. Naruto glared up at them subconsciously, making the water spin around him. He narrowed his eyes as he dodged fire balls from Itachi. Flipping around, Naruto fired fire balls at him. But to his surprise, Azuma came flying down at him. Naruto flipped to the side and ran up the statues. I don't have time for this, Naruto growled, allowing his hollow mask to cover his face fully. As he was running up the statue, Zangetsu formed in his hand. He channeled lightning chakra into Zangetsu as Chidori started to cover the blade before turning black. Naruto stopped running as he was above them all. Final Chidori strike. Naruto howled as he flew down at incredible speed, stabbing the water. Within half a second the whole area was hit with his Tensho Chidori. The Jonin screamed in pain as the lightning coursed through their bodies. It was enough to wound and paralyze them but wouldn't have dangerous effects. They all fell in the water but floated above. Naruto looked at them all and tried to walk when Anko grabbed his ankle. Please Naruto, don't go, don't leave me alone, she cried. Naruto looked at her before touching her forehead. Sleep, Anko-chan, I'll be back to visit you soon, Naruto whispered and pecked her lips before using Shunpa to appear on Madara's head. Brother! Mito called. Naruto turned to her. His mask was gone since Anko grabbed his ankle. Mito-chan, please let me go, and I promise to visit you and Sayuri-chan soon. Just please, Naruto said. But what about me? Why are you leaving? She wondered because I need to. I need to get stronger and defeat my enemies so I can protect you and Sayuri along with Anko. You must understand. Naruto sighed as he gripped his chest and pulled it away to show the Hyagaku in his hand. Take this, keep it as a reminder of me. This has been with me for 6 years. Once it is with you, you will always feel my presence. Become stronger, sister. Naruto smiled before letting go of the Hyagaku. It floated over to Mito and entered her chest. With that I will always be able to find you. Tell Sayuri-chan I said goodbye. I love you, Mito-chan. Farewell, Naruto said before turning to the silver-haired girl and Rika. Are you ready to go, Naruto-kun? Rika asked. Naruto nodded as Rika opened up a white portal. Then come with me. It's time for you two to start training, Rika said. The girl nodded and walked inside as did Naruto, but not before giving his sister a smile. Mito let tears fall from her cheeks as he left. Your brother will be safe. In fact, he will be back in time for the Chunin exams. Be ready, Mito-chan, for he will be stronger than your father. Rika smiled before entering the party, leaving Mito alone. 30 seconds later, Minato and Kushina were by her side. Where is he? Where's Naruto? Minato asked. He's gone, he left, but he said he will come back soon, to visit me and Sayuri. Mito smiled softly while wiping her eyes. Don't worry, Ni-san. I will become strong, Mito proclaimed before leaving to train. Minato and Kushina sighed in disappointment that their son was gone. The Umbu behind them picked up the Jonin, and they headed back home to grieve. Naruto and the girl appeared on some land but immediately felt weighed down. If I were you, I would release those weights and gravity seals, Rika smirked. No, leave them on. It would be great for training their speed, a squeaky male voice said. Naruto and the girl turned their heads to see a small blue man with antennas. He wore a black-like dress, whatever it was, and on his chest was King Kai. Who are you? Naruto asked. I am King Kai, the funniest Kai of all the lands. King Kai grinned. Naruto gave him a deadpan look. Right, anyway, where are we? Naruto asked, looking around. This is King Kai's planet. You will be training here for a while, Rika said. King Kai nodded when he heard. Come back here, you monkey. Naruto looked around King Kai to see a man with spiky black hair and an orange outfit chasing a monkey. Who's that? Naruto asked. HM? Oh, that is Goku. Goku. Stop chasing bubbles and greet your new training partners, King Kai ordered. But I almost had him, Goku whined. Now, Goku. King Kai barked. Yes, King Kai, Goku muttered before walking over. This is Goku. Goku, this is Naruto Zangetsu. Naruto answered. Reina, the girl introduced. Naruto glanced at her, then back at King Kai and Goku. New training partners? But King Kai, they're not dead, Goku pointed out. They don't have to be dead, but there's something you should know. They are both scions, half scions to be precise, King Kai said. Naruto looked confused. He knew he was a scion but wondered how. King Kai, how am I a scion? Naruto wondered. Your father is a full scion while your mother is half scion. Your grandmother on your mother's side was a scion, King Kai informed. Naruto nodded. So why are we here, King Kai? Reina asked. You two will be training with Goku and learn more about Ki. Goku will teach you techniques while all three of you train under me, understood? King Kai asked. Yes, King Kai. They both nodded. Well, since everything is under control here, I'll be going. I will return in a year and some change. Farewell, Naruto-kun, Reina-chan. Rika smiled before leaving. Alright then, let's get started. King Kai cheered before Naruto's stomach growled. Naruto blushed in embarrassment. Can I get something to eat first? Naruto asked sheepishly. Goku laughed while King Kai and Reina sweat dropped. This was gonna be troublesome. Minato sighed as he sat in his chair. The chair he was currently sitting in was in the council room, where said council was in outrage. Why were they in outrage? Because his son vanished to no one knows where. Silence, he commanded in a stern voice, making everyone shut the hell up. Thank you, Minato nodded. Lord Hokage, we have to find your son. He could have secrets about Konoha and give them to potential enemies. A civilian said. Yeah. Like IWA. Another shouted. All the shinobi in the room rolled their eyes. Hayashi, Fugaku and even Danzo did as well, even though with Danzo it was just an eye. Why would IWA want anything from the son of the Yellow Flash? Kohara asked. I agree. Most likely they will just kill the little lone pup, some muttered. Minato nodded in agreement. Hokage-sama, is there anyone in the village who might have a clue where young Naruto has gone? Inoichi asked. Minato shook his head. No, I even asked Mito. She didn't have a clue. All she knew was that her brother was leaving, but she didn't know where. Minato said. Well, does she know who he went with or to? Danzo asked. Someone named Rika. She doesn't ring a bell, Minato said. We must be very cautious of the situation. From what I've seen, young Naruto doesn't really like Konoha, Shikaka said. Of course not, Fugaku spoke with a snort, getting looks from everyone. Fugaku then glared at the civilian council, who cringed. He was treated with disrespect because Minato sealed the Kyuubi's soul within him. You praised his twin who holds the chakra. She probably won't be able to use it right since there is no medium to control how much chakra she uses, Fugaku said. And you, Fugaku turned his glare to Minato, who winced. You ignored him his whole life along with your wife. And when he finally gives up on you two, you want to treat him like everything's hunky-dory and nothing even happened. I'm surprised the Gaki stayed for so long. I expected him to leave sooner. It seems Itachi and Sayuri along with Mikoto were the only people holding him back along with Mito, Fugaku said. Minato looked ashamed. The point is we need to gain Naruto back. From what Kakashi and Itachi told us, he is very strong and would be a great weapon to the village. And he is the Rookie of the Year along with the Hokage's son. He is very valuable, Koharu stated before flinching from Minato's glare. I agree with Koharu. Maybe when the boy returns he can be instated in my root program, Danzo said, getting a glare from Minato and Fugaku. This meeting is over, get out, Minato muttered before leaving. As he left he thought, was I really a bad father to you, Naruto? Elsewhere, Kaya! Naruto yelled as he sent a kick at Goku's head. Goku dodged the blow and flew higher into the sky before being joined by Naruto. After pausing, Naruto lunged at him as they both started trading blows at each other. From the ground, Reina watched while King Kai was watching over Earth. It's been a couple months since Naruto and Reina arrived to start their training with King Kai. After a few days from arriving, they both changed, but Naruto was the one who changed the most. His personality made a complete 180. He was more open and grinning all the time. Yes, he was still serious from time to time, but laughed and joked when he could help it. The reason? Because he finally released his locked-up personality. The same personality he buried deep when he was 4 years old. Reina also changed from what Naruto could tell. At first it seemed she wanted to have fun but decided to be serious, and she was a flirt. Now she was always laughing and flirting with the blonde scion. Once they started training, their outfits changed. Naruto wore orange pants like Goku's, black boots, a black tunic, an orange vest with a black short-sleeved shirt under it. On the back was the kanji for King Kai. Reina opted to wear a silver short-sleeved shirt, tight black pants and silver boots. Her hair was tied back into a ponytail, while she had 2 strands of hair out in the front. Ka! Goku started to chant me. Naruto said ha. Both said while getting in position me. Blue energy started to form and grew h. Oh no! King Kai yelled, breaking the two out of their concentration. Bubbles dropped the dirty plates he was about to clean and Reina spilled her cup of tea on the ground. King Kai? What's the problem? Goku asked as he and Naruto floated down. I miscalculated. King Kai admitted. Miscalculated what, King Kai? Naruto wondered as Reina appeared by their side. The 2 scions from Earth. They're coming sooner than I expected. King Kai said, getting wide-eyed looks from his 3 students. What do you mean sooner than expected? They yelled in unison. I'm sorry, okay. I was so busy training you guys I forgot to check, King Kai admitted. Well, how long till they reach Earth? Naruto asked. At least 2 more months. That will give me enough time to teach you 3 the Spirit Bomb and Kaioken. But Goku is the one who needs to learn it fast, King Kai said, getting strange looks from the other 2. Why not us? We're going together, right? Naruto asked. No, you 2 will stay here till your training is complete, King Kai said, getting a glare from Reina. But we want to help Goku defend Earth. It is gonna be our new home after all. Reina said. Yes, but Rikadano wanted me to train you 2 to the fullest, King Kai said. Reina was about to retort when Naruto stopped her. There is no point in arguing, Rei-chan. Instead we should be speeding up the process in training, Naruto said. Reina looked at him before nodding in defeat. Goku, however, was strangely quiet. King Kai, is there a way to contact my friends on Earth to let them know what's going on? They still think the Scions are coming in a year, Goku said. King Kai nodded. Yes, there is. Just put your hand on my back and think of a person who you want to talk to, King Kai said. Goku nodded as he put his hand on King Kai's back. Came house. In Kame House bathroom was the turtle hermit Rashi, or Master Rashi as Krillin or Goku would call him. He was currently giggling perversely as he was reading a Playboy magazine, till he heard, "Hello? Master Rashi? Master Rashi, can you hear me? Hello?" Goku asked. Rashi jumped from hearing his dead student's voice. "Goku? Is that you? Where are you? Aren't you dead?" Rashi asked out loud. "Oh, so this thing does work. Yeah, Master Rashi, I'm still dead, but I have to tell you something. And I want you to tell the others too. The Scions are coming to Earth earlier than expected, in 2 months in fact. So everyone needs to get their training in or the Scions will sneak up on them. I'll try to get there as fast as I can," Goku said. 2 months? Rashi screamed. "Yeah, anyway I have to go. King Kai is getting smushed. See ya later." Goku cheered before his voice faded away. Rashi wiped his ass and barged out the bathroom to see Krillin along with Yamcha and Purr. "Goku said that the Scions are coming in 2 months. And that you need to hurry and train." Rashi yelled, getting dumbfounded looks from both men. King Kai's planet. "Well, now that's done, let's get back to training." Goku grinned. King Kai nodded after getting up from the floor. "Alright, the first technique I'm gonna show you is called the Spirit Bomb," King Kai said, getting nods from his students who were happy to learn new techniques. 2 months later, Naruto and Reina were busy training, hoping to get stronger to help Goku, who was on Earth, as we speak, fighting the elite Scion Vegeta. As they continued to train, Piccolo and the gang were viewing the battle with King Kai. "Hey guys, don't you want to see the battle?" Yamcha asked. Naruto and Reina stopped for a second before looking at him. "Goku will win," they said in unison before charging at each other once again. Piccolo noticed them but went back to the battle where Vegeta was launched into the air by Goku's Kaioken Kamehameha. Naruto and Reina floated down to the ground and made their way to King Kai, who had a bead of sweat rolling down his face. Both twitched their eyes in annoyance as they watched the gang who doubted Goku. "Why are you guys watching?" Naruto asked. "Because we're trying to see if the Earth will be destroyed," Tien stated. "So you don't believe in Goku?" Reina asked. "We're not saying that," Tien said, "but the way you are watching makes it seem like you are," Reina continued. "What is your point?" Piccolo wondered. "Our point is that you guys are doubting Goku. While you are over here watching, you could be training your asses off so you won't be useless in the future," Naruto stated. "No, don't do it, Goku," King Kai said. "What?" Reina asked. "Goku is trying to use the Spirit Bomb, but he is too weak," King Kai said. "Enough?" Naruto roared, snapping everyone from the fight. "Goku will win. Stop doubting him and start training. Because if you don't, you will most likely die once more. I bet if I fought all of you combined, I will come out on top," Naruto said, getting a glare from the Namek. "Is that so?" Piccolo asked. "You bet your green skin it's so, King Kai. We need more training. We have already mastered the Kaioken and Spirit Bomb, we need more," Naruto stated. King Kai looked at them and could tell they were telling the truth. But what could they train in? The other world tournament wasn't for another 8 to 10 years. "I know what they could train in," a female voice said. Naruto and Reina's ears twitched as they spun around to see Rika smiling at them. "Ka-san." They grinned and hugged her. Over the past year or so they both really looked up to the Rika who they found out was the Shinigami who unlocked Naruto's Scion powers. Anyway, instead of waiting till their training was over to see them, she decided to create a bond with both of them. A motherly bond, since they didn't really have that. Reina's mother died from childbirth, and Naruto's ignored him. "Hi there," she smiled while she hugged them back. "Hey Tien, who's the babe?" Yamcha whispered. "Beats me." Tien shrugged. Piccolo seemed very weary of the white-haired woman but didn't know why. "Rikadano, what could you offer them?" King Kai asked. "Training. Kami-sama wants me to put them in a dimension which is similar to the one Earth has, the hyperbolic time chamber. This will not only train them, but bring them closer. They will be put through difficult things and tested," Rika said. "What about the Chunin exams Naruto has to participate in?" King Kai asked. "He will be out in time to take them and be back to help fight against the danger Earth will be put in," Rika said. King Kai eyes widened under his glasses. Earth would be put under more danger than it already was? Piccolo was thinking the same thing. "Wait a minute! If Earth will be put under more danger, then can't you tell us what it is?" He wondered. "No can do, that's the fun in life, plus Sister Kami's orders. Anyway, Naruto-kun, Reina-chan, are you ready to go?" she asked. Both nodded, ready to start the new training. "Good, let's go." "Oh, and the two are right. Instead of worrying over Goku, you should be training. I think he is about finished now," Rika smirked before opening a portal and left with the two half-scions. King Kai's eyebrow raised as he looked back to Earth and gasped, Goku won. Vegeta surrendered and escaped. King Kai exclaimed, everyone else was in shock. Who the hell was that woman? And did she say Kami? As in not Namek Kami? Naruto and Reina followed their mother figure till they were standing as a blue area. Everywhere was just blue, nothing else. And the gravity felt heavy. Ka-san, where is this place? Naruto asked while looking around. This Naruto-kun is another dimension. On Kami's lookout there is a door where it allows you to enter another dimension for training. 1 day outside is 1 year in there. The same concept is applied also, Rika said. So we'll be training for several days? Reina asked. No, you two will be staying for several years, she said seriously. Both gasped in shock. What? But Ka-san, you said I would be in time for the Chunin exams. That is probably in a couple months. Naruto said. Naruto-kun, your planet may be very similar to Earth but the time is different. Do you know you were training on King Kai's planet for at least 5 months? She asked. Naruto nodded. Well, Earth 5 months passed, your planet which is called Elam. Only 2 days passed, she said. Naruto's eyes bugged out his head. 2 days? That's really slow. Naruto said. Yes it is, but that's how we want it. Once you two come out there will be a week till the exams start. Like I said, plenty of time, Rika said. Okay, so how long will we stay here in Earth time? Reina asked. I say about 3 years. That will be about 30 years in here, she said. Now Reina's eyes bugged out of her head while Naruto's jaw dropped. 30? They yelled. Rika laughed. Yes, but you won't have to worry much. Your bodies won't change in here. Well, they will, but according to Elam time, this way you two can gain more than enough experience. And if you're lucky, learn to surpass a Super Saiyan, which you Naruto don't know how to attain, and you Reina don't know how to maintain long enough. Rika smirked at their sullen expressions. Naruto grinned suddenly. This means I can control Zangetsu power. Naruto grinned. Reina nodded also, but thinking. And a way for me to get closer to you, Naruto-kun. She glanced at him, then back. Rika caught the glance and noticed how much love and hope there was in that one glance. She smiled. All right, you two. For 10 years you will train in this dimension to build strength, and the next 10 will be survival. The last 10 will be teamwork. I will visit you every 2 years. I might even send Goku or Gohan in here to join you for a little bit, she smiled. Both understood Goku but Gohan. He was just a kid, but they didn't comment on it. They knew as well that Gohan had hidden potential as well. All right, now for living essentials, Rika said before clapping her hands. The ground started to rumble till 3 mansions and a shed grew from the ground. Both looked at the houses and shed and wondered what they were for. All right, you probably wondering what the mansions and shed is for, right? Rika asked, getting nods from her kids. Okay, the house in the middle is where you will be living while you stay here. In the fridge is food that will last you till the 10 years are up. In the second house on the left is all the jutsu scrolls you might want to learn, Naruto-kun. And for you, Reina, the third house on the right is a weapon house, with all the weapons you can think of. I know how you like weapons, so it's for you to use. Naruto, you also might want to browse there also, since with your full bring powers you can form any kind of weapon, Rika said. Both looked at the houses with stars in their eyes. Naruto also drooled at the sound of food. Since starting his training his appetite has grown. It's always been big since his tail appeared, but decided to eat small since it would take longer to get away from his old family from the table. Not that he minded spending more time with Mito. It was Minato and Kushina he minded. Ka-san, what's with the shed? Reina wondered. Naruto looked at it, and wondered the same thing. The shed is a terrain device. It allows you to choose what kind of terrain you want. Also the temperature, Rika informed. Does it include gravity? Naruto asked. Yes, but when the 10 years are up these things will all disappear, since it would be survival. The temperature and gravity can change at any time along with the terrain. Now I must go, so give me hugs, she said. Both turned and gave her a big hug as she kissed both of their heads. Alright, see you guys in 2 years. She grinned before fading away. Naruto and Reina sighed as she left them alone. Naruto-kun, Reina called shyly. Naruto turned to her to see that she was looking down at her feet and blushing lightly. Yes, Rei-chan? He asked. I was wondering if you could teach me Fuinjutsu. I want to learn how to seal weapons on me, she said. Naruto grinned at her. Sure, Rei-chan. Come on, let's get started. Naruto grinned and grabbed her hand. She eeped while he dragged her to the house on the left. Once they entered, Naruto stared in amazement at the living room. There was a couch and kitchen, stairs that led to a bedroom, probably for if they wanted to stay the night or get comfortable while studying. I wonder which way leads to the Fuinjutsu section, Naruto pondered out loud. Reina had a full blush as he was still holding her hand. The only time they made contact like this was if they were training or she snuck up on him to flirt. I know, he said before they ran off to the left hallway. After running a couple of feet they stopped at a door that had the kanji Fuinjutsu. Naruto opened the door to see the whole room was filled with shelves of Fuinjutsu. In the center and against the wall were desks to sit. Naruto let go of her hand and made his way over to the beginner section. Okay, Rei-chan, the first thing about Fuinjutsu is having excellent calligraphy. With crappy calligraphy the seal will be wrong and probably ending up killing you, so we're gonna test it out, okay? He smiled at her. Okay, Naruto-kun, she nodded. Naruto grinned and started to tell her more about Fuinjutsu. When he set her all up he went to the high intermediate low master section. After picking up where he left off in Konoha he sat down next to her and began studying also. They both studied for at least 5 hours straight and felt that it was sufficient enough to take a break. Naruto stood and stretched. I'm going to meditate, Naruto said. For what, Naruto-kun? Reina asked. Because if I want to master all the elemental jutsu then I need to fully open my other chakras, Naruto explained. Reina nodded, but the chakras I have open now are only partly open, only giving me some power. Anyway, catch you later. Naruto waved before leaving. Reina waved too before standing up and decided to get something to eat. Naruto was sitting on top of a point of a mountain in a rocky terrain. He was in the Indian position with his arms crossed and head down low with his eyes closed. Naruto channeled his chakra till the ground started to shake. For he knew it, the whole area was having an earthquake. Naruto opened his eyes and jumped from the place where he was sitting to dodge the kick Reina sent at him. Now floating in air he narrowed his eyes at her. What are you doing, Reina? Naruto asked. I think that chakra stuff is crap. Instead of trying to master that you should try mastering how to become a Super Saiyan, Reina said seriously. What are you getting at? Naruto asked. Do you remember what Ka-san said? About ascending to another level? She asked. Naruto gave her nod. Well, I think we should work on that, she said. Naruto nodded. But how am I gonna become a Super Saiyan? Naruto asked. Rage, Reina said. Rage? Naruto asked. Yes, becoming a Super Saiyan is a need, not a desire. How I became a Super Saiyan was because I was angry. I let all my precious people die and I couldn't help them. All the people I loved died. I was so angry that I became a Super Saiyan. I still can, but it's difficult to maintain, Reina said. Wow, Rei-chan, sounds like you've been alive for a long time. Naruto grinned. Reina blushed in embarrassment but became serious again when Naruto spoke. Well then, how can I become a Super Saiyan? When I fought Zangetsu I became one, but I was angry that my dark side was taking over me. But why was your dark side created in the first place? Reina cut in. Because of the Namake's parents. They ignored me over my sister, Naruto said. Then that's it. Focus on that rage. Focus on all the things they did to you over your sister. Think about Konoha, how they treated you. Think about all of that, and you can become a Super Saiyan, Reina stated. Will that work? Naruto asked. I don't know, but you'll have to try. Reina shrugged. Naruto nodded, before taking a deep breath. Flashback. Ka-san, Ka-san. Look what I made. A 3-year-old Naruto grinned, running up to her. Not now, Naruto, I'm busy, Kushina said. Naruto looked at what she was doing. It looked like paperwork because there were stacks on the table. But that didn't matter right now. But Ka-san, look, Naruto said, trying to give her his picture. Yeah, it's great, Naruto, but I'm busy, Kushina said, not even looking at it. But Naruto, go to your room, Kushina yelled. Naruto stepped back and looked at her with wide eyes. But Ka-san, what did I just say? She asked, now glaring at him. Naruto now had tears falling from his eyes and ran upstairs while Kushina sighed in relief and returned to her paperwork. Hey Two-san, can we go train now? A 4-year-old Naruto asked. Minato was in his home office trying to sort some things out. Not now, Naruto, I'm busy. Maybe next time, Minato said. But Two-san, that's what you said last time. And the time before that. Why is it when Nito asks you and Ka-san jump at the chance but shoo me away? Naruto asked. Naruto, I'm busy, go ask your mother, he said. I did. But she said ask you, Naruto said. Well, what is she doing? He asked. Training Mito, now please? Naruto asked. She's training Mito now? Why didn't you tell me? Minato asked while standing up to join them. Father! Naruto called, Sorry Naruto, but I need to train Mito also. Go play with your friends or something, Minato said before walking away while Naruto stood there in shock. Flashback end. As Naruto remembered those memories, his ki started to rise, his fists clenched together while his veins started to pop. Reina watched in sadness because no one should have to gain power by remembering how their parents treated them badly. Flashback. Naruto was now 5 years old, and was going to ask his mother if she could take him for ramen. Hey Ka-san, can we go for ramen today? Naruto asked with a grin. Kushina finished drinking her juice and looked at Naruto with a raised eyebrow. What do you mean? She asked. You promised you would take me for ramen today, remember? You took Mito without me yesterday and promised to take me today, Naruto reminded. Did I? Well, how about tomorrow? Kushina asked. Ka-san? Naruto whined. Oh okay Naruto, let's go then, Kushina said. Naruto grinned as he and his mother left for ramen. As they were walking the streets, Naruto noticed all the glares the villagers were sending him. He looked up to his mother for safety but was disappointed when she looked indifferent, like she wasn't aware of anything. Hey Kushina! A voice called. They both stopped and looked behind them to see Jiraiya walking towards them. I knew that red hair when I see it, Jiraiya grinned. What can I do for you, pervy sage? Kushina asked. Oh, Minato wanted you to come by the office. Tsunade is there also. We want to talk about Mito's training, Jiraiya said. Oh really, I'm on my way, Kushina said. But Ka-san, what about ramen? Naruto asked. This is important, Naruto. Plus you can eat ramen by yourself, can't you? Kushina asked. But I wanted to have ramen with you, Naruto said. Naruto, this is important. Don't you want your orans to help your sister? Jiraiya asked with a smile. Naruto glared at him. Don't worry Naruto, I'll be back soon. Just wait for me, okay? She smiled. Naruto gave a hesitant nod and walked into the ramen shop, but not without watching his mother and godfather's retreating backs. Oh hey Naruto-kun. You wanna order something? I.M. asked. No, not yet, I.M.-chan. I'm gonna wait for Ka-san to come back. Naruto gave a saddened smile. I.M. nodded and walked off. Hours passed as Naruto waited for his mother to come back. He waited and waited and waited some more, but she never came back. He was hungry, very hungry, but he wanted to eat with his mother. When he looked outside, it was nighttime. Naruto stood off from the stool and began to walk home when something hit the back of his head. Falling to the ground with weary eyes, Naruto set a rock on the side of him. Touching the back of his head and looking at his hand, Naruto saw blood. Who threw that? Naruto asked and looked back to see a mob of angry villagers. We have you now, demon, a villager snarled. Naruto crawled away with a frightened look, but they came closer, and when they finally approached, he screamed for his life. An hour later, Naruto barged in the house to see his parents on the couch with Mito sleeping between them. He was livid. Naruto's blonde hair had dried blood in it. He had bruises and cuts all over his body, his clothes were torn in places, and he had a nasty welt on his cheek. His bottom lip was busted while blood trickled out his mouth. And this was after Kyuubi healed his major wounds. Naruto, where were you? And why are you like that? Minato asked. Naruto glared at his father. Naruto, answer him, Kushina ordered. Naruto then glared at her, sending deadly amounts of Ki at her with the help of Kyuubi. I waited for hours at the ramen stand waiting for you to come back. I was so alone, and you never came. You never came to at least take me home. You abandoned me, Naruto cried. Both parents watched with uninterested eyes but were listening. Then when I tried to come home, they found me, they beat me up and started cutting me. I screamed and begged for them to stop, but they didn't. I screamed for you to come save me, but you never came. You never came. I hate you. I hate you and this village along with this family. I hate you all. Naruto screamed, tears streaming down his blood-red eyes. They couldn't see it, but his hair was turning golden and his eyes were flashing teal. Mito started to stir as she heard her brother scream. Aniki? She muttered. Naruto, quiet, you're waking your sister up, Minato said. Naruto's eyes widened. Ahhhhhhhh. Grah! Naruto screamed in rage as his eyes turned a pupilless teal and his hair was flashing gold with a flame-like aura. Both parents were stunned at what they were seeing. Mito, however, didn't care about the power output and saw her brother's condition. Jumping out of her parents' laps, she hugged Naruto, who was still screaming in rage. Aniki, please calm down, please, Mito begged. Naruto didn't hear her as his whole eye socket turned blue and his hair was turning a spiky sliver. Outside of the house the sky was turning different shades and the ground was shaking. In the house everything was being blown back. Minato and Kushina had to cover their eyes, wondering what was happening. Naruto's form started to bulk as his skin started to crack. Unknown to all above Naruto's screaming form was a wild bubbling liquid. Mito hugged Naruto closer as he cried, "Please Naruto-kun, come back to me. I'm sorry for whatever they did. Please come back," Mito begged. Naruto started to calm down as the flame aura started to die down. His blue eyes calmed down till his pupils were back. His silver hair started to back down, and turned back to blonde. The sky turned back to the night sky and the power output died back down. Naruto was back to normal, but he was tired, really tired. Minato and Kushina looked in disbelief as their daughter calmed their wild son. Now seeing such talent they needed to up her training. Naruto pushed away his sister and started to walk upstairs. "Naruto," Kushina called. Naruto stopped and glared at her. "I'm not in the mood now, Kushina Minato. Good night Mito-chan and I hate you too." Naruto glared, sending off one more burst of ki and went to his room. Both parents were somewhat affected by the lack in respect but shrugged it off as Mito looked at them in disgust and worry for her brother. Flashback end. Ha-wa! Awa! Naruto screamed while charging his rage. His hair was rising as well as flashing golden. His eyes were turning teal as his muscles started to grow. But something was different. The flame-like aura around him was a light blue while black and red sparks flying everywhere. His golden hair was now turning silver with gold in some places. Not to mention his hair was now more rigid than a regular Super Saiyan. Suddenly a flash of light and a bang of energy flashed the area. After it faded away Naruto was standing there. His hair was silver and more rigid than it was in his mindscape, not to mention a little longer. The bang in front of his right eye was a little higher and thinner. Imagine Broly's hair in regular Super Saiyan, with a bang framing the right side of his face. His eyes were a cold, merciless teal. His muscles were a little bigger but not hulkyish. His orange clothes were brighter thanks to the rigid aura that surrounded him. Also sparking around him was red and black sparks. Unknown to both Saiyans present, he achieved Super Saiyan 2. "Whoa Naruto, this is amazing," Reina gasped. "Reina, this is not my Super Saiyan form," Naruto said in a serious voice. "Hun? What do you mean?" she asked. "This," Naruto said before taking a sigh. Within seconds the sparks stopped. His aura became more calmer as did his hair, but that wasn't it. His hair turned from silver to gold with some silver strands in some places. "Is my Super Saiyan form, I'm guessing the one I just used was the other level you were talking about," Naruto said in a less serious tone. "So there are other levels?" Ryan pondered. "Yes, it must depend on how much rage you have. If you channeled your rage into power then you could probably do it also. But it has to be more intense than the first time," Naruto explained. "What do you mean?" she asked. "When I first went Super Saiyan in my mindscape it was because I was angry at myself. I was angry at myself for not being strong enough to fight off my dark thoughts. This time I was furious at my birth parents, how they treated their son and didn't care what he felt, how they ignored him over their daughter," Naruto said. "I see," Reina said before she noticed Naruto's power died down. "I may be able to achieve but I must maintain, that means training," Naruto said. "So you agree with my training method?" she asked. "Yeah," Naruto smirked. He shouted as he transformed into a Super Saiyan. "Good, let's get started." Reina smirked before her turned golden in a burst. Both charged at each other, and begun their sparring. Naruto managed to knee her stomach, making her hunch over and smash her down with his combined fists. Reina didn't take too kindly to that and decided to charge her Ray Blast. "Ion Ray!" she shouted, thrusting both hands out to shoot at her. "Kamehameha!" Naruto yelled, shooting his blast at her. Both energy rays made contact and begun to push against each other. If they kept this up, they would be stronger in no time. Elsewhere, Mito sighed as she flopped down on her brother's bed. It's been at least 2 weeks since he left, and since then she slept in his room. She even wore his tracksuit jacket at night so she could smell his scent. Some would call her weird, but for some reason she felt way closer to her brother than a sister should. Shrugging to herself, she stood up and walked to his desk. Ever since he left, things changed. The house was more gloomy than it already was, not to mention her ninja career changed as well. She was put on a team with Sayuri and Sai. Sayuri had been training non-stop and has been less social than before. She would still hang out with Mito, but she wouldn't smile as much anymore. Plus the remarks I kept saying about Naruto pissed them both off. Sayuri went as far to punch Sai in the face. Mito stopped her before she could do any more but warned Sai if he said another thing about her brother he would be on the receiving end of her fist instead of the training post. Sai actually showed emotion no matter how small it was, he showed fear. Kakashi Hatake was their sensei. Instead of being 3 hours late like always, he was actually at least 10 to 15 minutes late, and didn't read his smut that much. He's been teaching them teamwork and stuff for a while. He didn't need to teach them tree walking or anything like that since all three knew it due to Mito learning from her parents. Speaking of her parents, they have been depressed a lot lately. Her mother is always cleaning or taking her self-inflicted anger out on a post. And if she wasn't doing that, she was going through family scrapbooks. She would look at pictures Naruto was in and noticed how he was either glaring at them, frowning, or just plain emotionless. But one thing she always noticed was he was always a few inches away from the family. Her father was always in the office doing paperwork, and he actually one time finished his paperwork without complaining or taking a break. Once he ran out of paperwork, he would assign missions to teams or go out to train. She also noticed how she wouldn't see Itachi or Anko around as much. Itachi would be around sometimes to hang out with Naruto, but now since he was gone, the Uchiha genius was doing missions non-stop. She didn't know what connection Anko had with her brother, but the usual cheery crazy snake lady was seen around with a scowl or frown on her face. She left her dango half-eaten, and you could hear some muffled screams coming from the TI department. Yes, scary. Mito noticed her brother's journal on the desk and decided to read it. Maybe if she read it she could know more about her brother than she already did. She read some of it, but it was mostly when he was younger. So she decided to read when he was 12. Laying back down on the bed, she began reading. Mito-chan and I just went to the clothing department. Usually I get thrown out, but this girl named Lauren was pretty nice and even gave us a discount. I got some cool durable clothes, plus the jacket was orange, which is a huge plus in my book. Anyway, Mito-chan got some clothes too. At first they were too shinobi-like and Shed didn't really like them that much. So I helped her choose something that was comfortable to wear and something she would like. Once she came out that dressing room, I swear I was looking at an angel. I don't know why I felt like that, but I wanted to hold her for a long time. I don't know what these feelings are, but I hope I figure them out soon. Mito blushed when she read that. He thought she was an angel. Something stirred in her stomach, but she decided to keep reading, so she flipped to the next page. It was a few days after the clothing store. Today me and Mito-chan decided to go swimming since it's getting hot in the village. We invited Sayuri, but she said she wanted to hang out with Itachi since he just came back from a long-term A-rank mission. We wore clothes over our swimming wear. Well, I wore a shirt and Mito-chan wore clothes. I got some new trunks from the clothing store since my old ones are old and too tight. So these ones are orange with black flames on the bottom. Cool, hun? Anyway, we decided to go to a new area, so it was just us. We traveled to a meadow where there was a decent waterfall and all. The place looked great and peaceful. As I was taking off, I noticed Mito-chan undressing. For some odd reason, my heart started beating faster as I watched her undress. Even though she didn't know, it felt like a long time before she undressed. It was agonizing. And that isn't the worst part. Her bathing suit was a two-piece bikini. The top was red with pink flowers adoring it. The string hung above her tan sexy neck. What am I saying? Oh, what the hell, it's not like she is gonna read this anyway. And if she does, then I am already dead, I hope. Anyway, it was covering her nice perky B-cup. But what got me was her flat-toned, muscled stomach that led to her sacred area where the other piece was. A pink flower over her pink flower, hee. I nearly passed out from blood loss. Why? Because I saw how the bottom piece shaped around her round ass. It was almost like a thong. By this time my little friend became my big friend and I had no choice but to jump in the water so she couldn't see me. I hope she didn't. But things calmed down enough for us to have fun and relaxed. But every once in a while I would take a glance at her. I wonder what these feelings are and hope they go away soon. Now Mito had a full-blown blush. Her brother really thought that way about her. To say she was shocked was an understatement. She was beyond shocked. She remembered that day as well and wondered why he was acting weird. But Mito also remembered how she acted when she saw his shirtless body. She got a little hot just by thinking about it. Deciding to move on, she flipped a couple pages ahead and read. She read how he started to develop feelings for Sayuri. It made her a little sad but happy when he was developing strange feelings for her as well. Then she stopped on a page. Her heart nearly stopped when she was done reading it. So it's been about a year since Mito-chan and I went swimming together, and I finally figured out what feelings I hold towards her thanks to Kyu-chan and Zangetsu. I love her. I love her more than a brother should, and I'm not sure if it's a good or bad thing. She's became more beautiful than I should realize, and I just want to be with her more. She makes me happy, more happy than anybody does. I'm happy when she's happy, even if she is learning something those bastards are teaching her that I should learn also. I've also noticed when I'm happy she's happy, which makes me even more happy because she's happy. But I don't know how to approach her about it. I don't want to lose her because I told her my feelings. Plus, how would Sayuri feel if she found out I bear feelings for my twin sister instead of her? I notice how Sayuri acts around me and how she blushes when I look at her. I want both of them, but I can't. Because in the end they will both end up being hurt because I will leave soon. Mito closed the journal and put it back on the desk. She laid back down and fell asleep dreaming about her brother, trying to find out what her feelings for him was and how she should act upon it when he returned. But lastly she was wondering if he was okay. With Naruto and Reina, both were currently sitting on a boulders having a staring contest. Naruto's eye twitched while sweat rolled down Reina's brow. They have been at this for an hour now because they were bored. It's been 9 years since they entered the dimension, and like Rika said, she visited them every 2 years to check up on them. On the 7th year Naruto mastered all the jutsu in the jutsu mansion. He was also a Fuinjutsu god. Reina also mastered some jutsu and was a Fuinjutsu master but decided to not use them that much. Naruto was the same. He may know all the jutsu thanks to opening all his chakras but wanted to stick to ki since it was much easier. Reina mastered all the weapons on the 6th year. She also sealed some weapons in on her person so she could use them when the survival started. Naruto didn't master them, but he mastered a few. For example, he mastered a couple of weapons. The Eclipse Scythe was one of them along with Hikura Samagama. He also started to craft his own blade but didn't have the right materials. So the only thing he has is a hilt which was in his pocket somewhere. Lastly, they both mastered their Super Saiyan forms. They could transform into a regular Super Saiyan without any problems, and could hold it up for a long-ass time. They decided in the first year to train and stay as Super Saiyans for 4 years. Naruto also could maintain his Super Saiyan 2 stage as he called it. Reina couldn't achieve the form due to not having enough rage, but she promised she would find a way. Naruto tried going farther than Super Saiyan 2 but couldn't, at all. He would raise his Ki and strength but that was it. The boy thinks it has something to do with not being a full Super Saiyan. So right now they were bored, and they had nothing to do till Naruto blinked and said, "Hey, Rei-chan, I have an idea." Reina blinked a couple times as Naruto started to grin. "Well, what is it, Naruto-kun?" she asked. "Well, you know we only have 2 more days till our time is up and we need to do survival?" Naruto asked. She nodded. "Well, I was thinking, why don't we use them for vacation? We've been training nonstop and I could use a break." Naruto grinned. "Well, what are we gonna do?" she asked. "Well, we could head over to the shed, change the gravity to normal and change the scenery," Naruto said. "What kind of scenery?" she asked. How about the beach?" "Yeah." Naruto grinned. "The beach? Well, okay. I'll go put on my bathing suit." She grinned before running off. Naruto smiled to himself. This way he could actually get Reina to be his. Since spending 10 years in here with her, Naruto has gotten closer. He actually started to develop feelings for her on King Kai's planet but thought it wasn't appropriate since he was still trying to get over Sayuri and his sister. He still constantly thought about the two and planned on seeing them once he returned for the Chunin exams. He figured out a way to have all 3 of them, the CRA. Even though he wasn't a full-time ninja anymore, he believed in that kind of thing if it was out of love and he would be able to do it. He planned on making his own clan soon and it would be necessary. Shaking his head out of those thoughts, he made his way back in the house to get his trunks. There was also one other woman he planned on making his, and he would release her as soon as he was back in the real world, Kyubi, or he would call her Kira. He named her, because she allowed him. Flashback. It's been 3 years since Naruto and Reina started their training, and Naruto was currently in his bed looking at the ceiling. "Naruto-kun, I need to talk to you," Kyubi said. "What is it, Kyu-chan?" Naruto asked. "Just come into the seal. It's important," Kyubi said. Naruto shrugged but did it nonetheless. Once he reopened his eyes, he was standing in a green field. He walked over to the cherry blossom tree and sat next to Kyubi, who had a faraway look. Naruto would have thought she got more beautiful over the years, but it was just his imagination, Kyubi would always say. Her crimson-red hair was pulled back into a ponytail as she allowed two bangs to frame the side of her face. The pink supple lips he enjoyed kissing was in a thin line, while her blood-red eyes were a little dull. She wore a red and black kimono that matched her collar, which was the seal. "What is it, Q-chan? What's wrong?" Naruto asked worriedly. "I wanted to tell you my name, my real name," she said. Naruto looked confused, so she elaborated. "When the old man created us, he gave us each a name. Us Biju only tell our containers our name when we have full trust in them. I trust you, Naruto-kun, so I will tell you. It's not really a feminine name, but it's Kurama," Kyubi said. "Kurama, eh?" Naruto mused. "But if we chose so we can change our name, I want you to choose my new name, Naruto-kun," she said. Naruto looked at her for a second before grinning. "Kirana, or Kira-chan." Naruto I smiled. "Kirana," Kyubi said to herself before hugging Naruto. "Thank you, Naruto-kun. I love it," she said before kissing him, engaging a makeout session which Naruto was happy to participate in. Flashback end. Naruto smiled at the memory and started looking for his trunks. Not being able to find them, Naruto went into Reina's room to ask her but froze once he was inside. In front of him was Reina, who just got out of the shower drying her hair with her towel. He guessed she took a shower so she could be clean because they were training before engaging in a staring contest. Naruto stared at her beautiful pale body. He started at her blushing face, then started traveling down. Her mounds now looked like a perky D cup. Her pink nipples looked hard, no doubt from the cold air. Her areolas were at least 2 centimeters. Then he went farther down to her flat muscled stomach. Lower he saw her trim patch of silver hair, then to her pink pussy. While all this was happening, Reina was panicking, wondering what was gonna happen. A part of her wanted to blast him with a Kamehameha while yelling pervert, but another larger part of her wanted him to act and start ravishing her body. I'll go now," Naruto said nervously. Kira was watching the whole thing and rolled her eyes. With a snap of her fingers, Naruto's eyes dulled as he stopped where he was and looked at Reina. He noticed the want in her eyes. He wanted her. She wanted him. What was he gonna do? Act on his want, duh! And that's what he did. Naruto walked over to her and looked down on her. Since she was about an inch shorter than him, she was frozen still while she looked up at him with an awe-stricken look. Naruto grabbed her chin and smiled at her. "You're cute when you're nervous, Rei-chan," Naruto cooed before claiming her lips. She tensed before relaxing. This is what she wanted. She wanted this for so long. She would be a complete idiot to deny him when he was hers. So she let go of the towel drying her hair and wrapped her arms around his neck and kissed him back. "Lemon!" Naruto licked her bottom lip, asking for entrance, which she gladly did. Naruto battled her tongue, making her moan before he won. She kissed him back with more passion than before and played with his tongue. The two broke apart and looked at each other, both eyes filled with lust and love. Love that Naruto always wanted, something he got from Mito, Kira and Rika, even though with Rika it was motherly love. Now he had Reina. "I love you, Naruto-kun," Reina said. "I love you as well, my Jinheim, Silver Princess." Reina smiled before leading Naruto to the bed. She laid down on her back and watched as Naruto took off his shirt, revealing his chiseled chest. Even though she has seen his bare chest plenty of times, she couldn't help but blush. Naruto leaned down and started kissing her face before she stopped him. "Naruto-kun, no foreplay. I want it now. I've waited so long," Reina said. Naruto nodded before Reina tore off his pants and boxers, much to his embarrassment. Naruto sighed before he positioned himself in front of her entrance. Looking at her for permission, she nodded without hesitation. Naruto pushed himself in and stopped at her barrier. Taking a deep breath, he pushed further, breaking and making her flinch in pain. Naruto started to kiss her to drown the pain. "I'm fine, just be slow," Reina said. Naruto nodded and started thrusting his hips, making him grunt in pleasure. The pain was fading away and was replaced by pleasure. "Faster, Naruto, harder," Reina begged. Naruto grinned to himself and obliged to her wishes. Within a matter of minutes, Naruto was pounding her into the bed. The bed started to shake as the headboard banged against the wall. Reina moaned in immense pleasure while Naruto was grunting once in a while. Without even knowing it, he subconsciously turned into a Super Saiyan, making his stamina rise. He started pounding in her harder. Reina smiled and also turned into a Super Saiyan and matched his thrusts. "You're so tight, Rei-chan," Naruto growled out. "Harder. Faster," she yelled. Naruto took a deep breath and flipped them over so he was on his back and she was on top of him. Noticing what position they were in, Reina started to ride him while he groped her tits. Moving his hands to her hips, he gripped her and started to pound against her, making her scream in pleasure. South close. South close. She moaned out, I'm also close. Just bear with me, Ray-chan, Naruto said. Come with me, Naruto-kun. Come within me. She moaned out as Naruto put some more effort in it. Almost there. I'm about to come. Naruto roared, yes. Fill me with your seed. Paint my insides white so I can bear your children. Reina cried. Naruto did one more thrust before bursting inside her. Kyuubi made sure that Naruto was sterile for a couple of reasons. One, he didn't need kids at the moment, and two, she would be the one to bear his children first. She has been and known him longer, but not longer than Mito since they're twins, but that's beside the point. Reina screamed in ecstasy as she came on Naruto's chest. Her body shook for a couple of seconds before she dropped down on Naruto's panting body. After a few seconds they returned back to normal. I love you so much, Naruto-kun, Reina said. And I love you, Reina-chan. Naruto smiled before falling asleep. Reina let a tear of joy drop from her eye. She finally had her destined mate. With that thought she fell asleep with a smile on their face. Lemon End. 3 years later. Earth. Are you sure Goku is gonna show up? Yamcha asked. Of course. I can feel his energy, Piccolo said. Gohan and Krillin were watching till something shocked all of them. No way. I thought Goku killed him. Krillin yelled. That's not possible. Piccolo gasped. What is guys? Bulma asked. Frieza. He's alive. Gohan said. So Kakarot could finish the job, eh? Vegeta frowned. Up ahead Frieza's ship landed, and when it did several soldiers got into 2 lines on the side of the walking pad. A tall, muscular, horned alien wearing a brown cape and a machine-repaired Frieza walked out the ship. So this is Earth? Not much from space, King Cold said. So this is where that Scion monkey lives. Oh, I can't wait to kill everyone he loves and holds dear and greet him once he shows up. It's just pure luck I got here before him, Frieza grinned. So Dad is on his way then, Gohan thought while everyone watched Frieza. A wind blew around them making Frieza narrow his eyes so he wouldn't get dust caught. But suddenly they heard a thud. Both Colds looked to their side to see one of their men was on the floor sliced in half vertically. Another second passed and the other men fell as well, scaring the shit out of Frieza. Who's there? Show yourself. Frieza ordered. The wind blew harder making King Cold and Frieza to close their eyes. Even the Z-fighters had too. Once the wind died down they all looked up to see 2 people in front of Frieza. It was a boy with spiky blonde hair that came to his neck and a girl with silver hair tied into a ponytail with a bang framing the left side of her face. The boy was wearing a black high-collar jacket that stopped at his mid-back. Under was a mesh tank top. Running down the side of the jacket arms were orange lines. He had an orange sash that had long ends which blew dramatically in the wind. He wore light gray pants which looked like a half-deflated balloon. He wore orange and black boots. The last thing they noticed was the black sheathed katana strapped diagonally to his back. The cross guard was a golden swastika. The hilt was at least 5 inches while the grip was red. The butt of the sword was golden with some kind glowing pink jewel in the center. The girl wore a similar outfit except her jacket was white and not a high collar. It stopped a little higher than her mid-back while she wore a black tank top that was a little tight squeezing against her bust. She wore a silver-looking sash with long ends which gave the same effect as the boys. She wore tight black pants giving a glimpse of her round ass. She wore white strapped 1-inch black high-heel boots. Strapped to her back was a katana with a red sheath and was the same length as the boys, 9 inches. The cross guard was a gold square. The grip was also 5 inches while the grip was black. The butt was silver while a red ribbon hung at the end. Who are you? Frieza glared. So you're Frieza? While you're more ugly in person, are you a dude or a girl? The boy asked. Frieza glared even harder while the girl stared impassively. Naruto-kun, do you mind? She asked. All yours, Reina-chan, Naruto said. Reina nodded in thanks. She would show him how grateful she was later. Does anyone know what they're saying? Krillin asked. Piccolo did but was too shocked to say anything. Those are the brats from before? Their power is higher than all of us combined. And that's just the girl. The boy, he is on a whole other level. Who was that woman? Piccolo thought in shock. Vegeta also sensed their power but not as much as Piccolo could. He was wondering who they were. Bulma was drooling at the blonde. She didn't see his face but those muscles were eye candy. Naruto glanced behind him wondering who was eye-raping him but shook it off. He just hoped it was someone hot. Maybe that Bulma chick. Yes, she is hot. I'll ask once again, who are you? Frisia growled, someone you took everything from. You took my friends and my brother, along with my planet, but I thank you. If it wasn't for you I wouldn't have found my husband, and gained this, Reina said before clenching her fists. She could have gone Super Saiyan without effort but wanted to show Frisia who he was dealing with. Grahh! She screamed as her hair raised from the power output. Naruto's eyes didn't leave Frisia but was watching his wife. What is she doing? Everyone asked to themselves. Vegeta was gaining a tick in his eye while Gohan was amazed. He knew what she was doing. She was becoming a Super Saiyan. Naruto glanced to a distant mountain. He channeled chakra to his eyes, allowing them to become red and slitted. He raised a brow as he saw a boy with light blonde hair with mixed blue. He looked to be about 16. He was wearing a similar outfit to them but was cut short of his musings when Frisia shouted, "No! Not another one! Not another Super Saiyan!" Everyone's eyes widened besides Naruto, who directed his attention back to the colds. Vegeta was angry. Piccolo was shocked, as was Gohan. Everyone else didn't know what that meant, even though Krillin did a little. Yes, Frisia, I am a Super Saiyan, but I'm more powerful than Goku is. Now I can finally have my revenge, Frisia. Reina charged at an impossible speed for anyone besides Naruto. In a blur, Reina passed Frisia and was now standing on top of their ship. Frisia managed to get into the air with luck but not without losing an arm, his right. Ah! He screamed as his blood gushed out his arm. Cole looked at his son, then to Reina, but noticed how Naruto was watching him. Who are you two? Cole asked. You damn Saiyan monkey! I will kill you and destroy this planet! Frisia yelled before bursting high into the air. Both half-Saiyans watched impassively as Frisia rose into the sky. Both made eye contact and Reina nodded. I guess it's my turn to step in, Naruto muttered. Frisia raised his hand with his pointer finger pointing to space. You will feel my power! Frisia yelled while he created his death ball and threw at them. As it flew towards them it grew in size. He's going to kill us all! Krillin yelled while everyone's eyes widened. The boy Naruto spotted was going to jump in when Naruto made a step. Pocketing his left hand, he pointed his right palm at the energy ball that could destroy Earth. Sending a small burst of chakra, energy, and Ryatsu, the death ball made contact with some kind of invisible barrier, and was sent past Frisia into space. Everyone was shocked because Naruto could have killed Frisia but didn't. Frisia was about to speak when Reina disappeared in a blur and sliced Frisia in many bits. It happened so fast Frisia didn't even spill any blood. Perish, she glared before sending a Ki blast at Frisia, killing him instantly. Cold watched in fear as his son was killed before his very eyes. Hell, everyone was shocked besides Naruto. Reina flew back down to stand next to her lover. Feel better, Ray-chan? Naruto asked. Tons, thanks Narukuin. Reina grinned before they turned to see Cold staring at them. Now what are we gonna do with you? Naruto grumbled. Who are you? To defend against my son's special move is quite a feat, Cold praised. Naruto raised an eyebrow. Oh really? It was so easy a baby could do it. But then again, I'm not exactly normal, Naruto said. I can tell. I'm guessing you're both Saiyans then? Cold asked. Yes, they are, a male voice said. Naruto glanced upward and watched as the boy he noticed fly down to stand next to him. Naruto could see now that the boy had pale white hair. His face was angular, and his hair seemed framed his head like a bowl cut, and two strands hovering over his forehead. He was pretty muscular but lean like him. He wore the same outfit he wore except the color schemes were different. His jacket was a medium-high collar and was blue with the Capsule Corp symbol on his shoulders. The jacket stopped at his low back and wore a black tank top. Across his chest was a light blue strap that strapped his double-edged sword to his back. He wore an orange belt with black pants and orange and black shoes. Reina took an interest in the kids because he seemed familiar. Naruto just wondered who the hell he was. But something in the back of his mind told him he knew the kid but didn't know why, so he ignored it. Who are you? Cold asked the question everyone was thinking. My name is Trunks, and I am a Saiyan also, Trunks said as he turned Super Saiyan. Naruto and Reina's eyes widened. They knew Goku could become a Super Saiyan due to their Kas and telling them his progress, but this Myterasis kid? Vegeta was seething. 2 Super Saiyans? He probably knew Kakarot could go Super Saiyan and had a hunch that blonde kid could also, but this new guy. Plus it seemed those two didn't even know who he was. How the hell can he go Super Saiyan? He must be the son of one of Saiyans then, Ray-chan and me? No, his hair is almost silver and not quite Vegeta? No guy seems too arrogant to want kids, plus the kid is like 15-16. This giving me a headache, Naruto inwardly groaned. Who is he? If he is a Saiyan then he must be Naruto and me or Vegeta, Gohan or Goku, but I doubt since he has Chi-Chi. Could he be from another dimension? Reina thought, also forming a headache. She gave up. 3 Super Saiyans? What are the odds? Krillin said, you have lived long enough. King Cold, join your son, Trunks said before sending a ray beam at Cold's heart, killing him. The body slammed against the ship. The 3 flew into the air while Naruto sent a ki blast at the ship, making it explode. The 3 then made their way over to the stunned Z fighters. Who the hell are you 3? And you can't be Saiyans because only me, that idiot Kakarot and his half-breed son are Saiyans, Vegeta ranted. Man, you're loud and arrogant, Naruto said, picking his ear. Reina giggled while Trunks had a small smirk. Anyway, Reina-chan and I are Saiyans, half Saiyans to be precise. Our parents were sent to different planets when they were born and had us. They know nothing of their heritage. Well, at least my father and mother don't, Naruto said. What? Who is the full Saiyan? Vegeta wondered. My father, my mother is half Saiyan, Naruto answered. What is the name of your planet? Vegeta asked. Elam, or Elemental Nations as the inhabitants call it. It's an exact copy of Earth except the time is different and the gravity is higher there, Naruto shrugged. Elam? And you? Vegeta asked. Turok, Reina answered. Vegeta was shocked. Those 2 planets were dangerous because the Saiyans they sent were never heard from again. But it was strange because his aunt, who was supposed to be the ruler of Saiyans instead of his father, was sent to Elam. And the woman they sent to Turok was weak and they wanted to get rid of her. I'm sorry to interrupt, but don't you guys want to see Goku? He should be landing soon, Trunks interrupted. All stared at him till Naruto nodded. Sure. Do you know where he'll land? Naruto asked politely. Yeah. Follow me. Trunks grinned before flying off. The Z fighters started to fly off when Bulma shouted at them. Naruto didn't take off yet, so he made his way over. I can take you, Bulma. Naruto smiled. Bulma blushed at seeing Naruto. He was handsome. Thank you him. Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto smiled. Bulma smiled back before she yipped. Why? Because Naruto picked her up bridal style and flew off. Reina noticed Naruto and smirked. So he has spotted his prey, hun. That Naruto, she shook her head before speeding off. Meanwhile Naruto and Bulma were making conversation. Once they landed, he sat on a boulder with Bulma next to him. Under them was Trunks, who took out a capsule and threw it. From the smoke was a mini fridge with sodas. Anyone want some sodas? Trunks asked. I'll take one. Naruto raised his hand. Trunks nodded and tossed one to Naruto and to Reina, who leaned against the boulder Naruto was sitting on. Gohan and Krillin along with Purr and Chiatsu took a soda also, while Piccolo and Vegeta stared stoically at Trunks and Reina. Vegeta was trying to solve the mystery behind the Saiyans while Piccolo was reading their power. Gohan and Krillin talked with Reina and Trunks, while Gohan and Krillin talked with Reina as Trunks listened. So Naruto, how do you know Goku? Bulma asked. Well, Ray-chan and I trained with Goku when he was on King Kai's planet. We really connected with each other when the Prince of Two. Prince of Two? Who's that? Bulma wondered. HM? Vegeta. You know how he claims he's the prince of all Saiyans while he is the only prince of 2 Saiyans, Naruto said, making her laugh. What about you and the other 2? Bulma asked. No one rules me and Ray-chan is the same. I don't know about that Trunks kid though. I'm guessing no, Naruto shrugged. I see, so you wanted to help Goku? She asked. Oh yeah, I wanted to help Goku fight the Saiyans, but King Kai didn't allow me to, saying how I wasn't ready. But my Ka-san bailed me and Ray-chan out, allowing us to train somewhere for a while. He kinda cut the time short by 1 year instead of taking the full 3 years. No doubt Ka-san will be mad at us, Naruto muttered, making Bulma laugh once again. So Naruto, what is your connection with Reina? Bulma wondered. HM? Well, Ray-chan is my wife, Naruto stated, making her eyes widen. Why your wife? But aren't you like 16 or something? She asked. What month is it? Naruto asked. September. Why? She asked. Well, my birthday is in October, but since time is different on my home planet, I must be like 20-something. But I don't feel like being that old. So yeah, I'm about 16, Naruto shrugged. So then why are you marrying young? Bulma asked. Well, Bulchan, on my planet we live a life of ninja and our lifestyle tends to make us die really early. So our teachers and elders tell us to live life to the fullest cause your village may be under attack tomorrow, and you will die. Naruto shrugged. Bulma nodded and scooted away from him a little bit. Naruto frowned when he saw this and said, Bulma, I want you to know that I can take on more than one wife. I already have two. Rei-chan is actually my second wife. My first is not present at the moment though. I plan on taking more wives in the future anyway. So if you're worried about Reina, don't be. Naruto shrugged. But I'm so much older than you, Bulma said, and my first wife is way older than everyone here combined. Age is nothing but a number. And plus I can help you with your aging fear. Naruto smirked. Hun, fear? She asked. Yeah, Goku told me how you hate it when people comment on your age. All women hate it, but you take it to an extreme. If you want I can revert you to a young age, but I can only do it once on a person, Naruto said. You would do that for me? She asked. You betcha? Naruto grinned. Bulma was about to glomp him, but there was an explosion causing everyone to turn their heads. Man, I knew I shouldn't have made that left turn on Mars, a voice said. The smoke faded away to reveal Goku in some weird-ass outfit. Daddy? Daddy? Gohan yelled and hugged his father. Hey Gohan, man, you've gotten bigger. Goku grinned. Hey old friend. Krillin smiled. Hey Krillin, have you gotten taller? Goku asked. Well, I have been eating my vegetables, Krillin smirked. Goku, Piccolo called. Hey Piccolo, how you doing? Goku grinned. Fine. Piccolo smirked. Kakarot. Vegeta smirked. Hey Vegeta. Nice shirt. Goku laughed, making Vegeta glare at Bulma. It's her fault, Vegeta muttered. Hey, men like pink. Bulma laughed. I don't. Naruto muttered, making her laugh harder. Hey Naruto, Reina. How are you guys? King Kai told me that you guys were training. Why are you out so early? Goku asked. We kinda broke out, Reina said sheepishly. More like you screamed in rage. She wanted to be the one to kill Frieza, and when Ka-san said he would land on Earth in a few days she went berserk. Naruto smirked while Reina sent him a glare, then pouted. Goku, can I talk to you for a minute? Trunks asked seriously. Hun? Sure, why not, Goku said. Alone? Trunks said. Goku turned serious and raised a brow before nodding behind him. Trunks nodded and both flew off while the others watched. Thanks Goku for doing this, but first. Trunks turned Super Saiyan and drew his sword and attacked Goku, who also turned Super Saiyan and blocked the sword with his forefinger. After giving a few strikes and Goku blocking with the same finger, Trunks stepped back and powered down. Goku also powered down. So it's true what they say, you are powerful. Trunks smirked, sheathing his sword. You're pretty good yourself. So who are you exactly? If you can go Super Saiyan, then you must be the son of one of us, but you're too old, Goku pondered. Well, first off, I'm not from your timeline. I'm from the future. A dark future where only destruction and chaos lays, Trunks said in a cold tone. What happened? Goku wondered. In 3 years' time 2 androids will be unleashed in the world. I was only a baby when it happened though. The androids were named 17 and 18. They destroyed everything in their path, acting as if it were some kind of game. Trunks glared at the ground. Where were we during this time? Where was I? Goku asked. You were dead, Trunks said again. Goku asked with wide eyes. Yes, but you didn't die in action. You died from a virus. There was no cure for it, and it took your life, Trunks said. And what of the others? Goku asked. They all died one by one. Krillin was the first, then Yamcha, Tien and Chiatsu, Piccolo, Vegeta. What about Naruto and Reina? Goku wondered. That was a little difficult. From what I heard from my mother, Naruto and Reina were a little difficult for the androids, but they killed Naruto first due to trickery. Soon after, Reina fell from rage. She wasn't thinking straight and was killed by both with ease. Naruto's other wives also fell, Trunks said. Other wives? He has more than one. Goku asked. Yes, Naruto tried fighting them off, but it was useless. When you died, he trained Gohan to become a Super Saiyan. When Naruto and Reina died, his other wives tried to avenge them, but it wasn't possible. Gohan trained me when I was old enough, but he eventually died also, Trunks glared. So who is left? Goku asked. It's just me. My father died before I was born though, Trunks said. Who are your parents? Goku wondered. I'll tell you, but you can't tell them, it might mess it up. But the way they're going now, it will happen soon, Trunks smirked. Who? Goku grinned. Trunks looked around to make sure no one was around and covered his cheek and whispered, Naruto and Bulma. Goku jumped and was about to yell when Trunks covered his mouth. Be quiet, or they'll hear you. Trunks growled, sorry, it's just I don't believe it. I kinda expected Vegeta and Bulma, but... Goku looked over to see Bulma laughing at Naruto making fun of an irate Vegeta. Now I can see it, so I'm guessing she is one of his wives? Goku asked. Yes, his other wives are his sister Reina, Kurana, and his childhood friend Sayuri. Trunks whispered, his sister? Goku asked. Yeah, father made a wish with the Dragon Balls to become a full Saiyan, so after that he really wasn't related to her. His other wives were like mothers to me besides Reina since she died with my father. They didn't die immediately but a few years after. Oh, and Kurana died right when Naruto died, if not a few seconds later, Trunks explained. Wow, Sunban, Goku muttered. Yeah, but from what my mother said, Kurana was always doting me when she was pregnant, making a bet that I would be a boy instead of a girl, which my mother wanted, Trunks said. But I don't get it. Naruto is blonde, Goku said. Trunks nodded. Kai, Trunks said. His image shimmered a bit before he had blonde and pale hair. It was kind of spike in the back. Mito-ka-san and Sayuri-ka-san taught me a few jutsu. Henge was one of them. Anyway, we got off track here, Trunks said, readjusting his henge and handed Goku a small vial. What's this? Goku asked. That's a medicine my mother created. It's supposed to fight against the virus once you become sick. Don't take it now as it would be useless, and don't lose it. My mother thinks my father was suffering from the disease also, that's why he lost, Trunks said. Okay, thanks. Can you tell me what these androids look like? Goku asked after pocketing the vial. Yes, Trunks nodded and explained what they looked like. After they were done they both flew back over to the group. That took a long-ass time. What the hell were you two talking about? Naruto asked. They were talking about the androids that are coming in 3 years. Piccolo said, gaining weird looks from everyone and stunned looks from Goku and Trunks. Androids? Those things actually exist? Reina asked. Yes, from what I heard these two are dangerous and killed all of us except Goku. He died from a disease, Piccolo informed. Hold up, even me? How the hell is that possible? Naruto asked. You were tricked by them and were already fighting some type of sickness. It was different from Goku as it wouldn't kill you unless you did major things, Trunks said. This is serious. Kira-chan, can this happen? Naruto asked. I don't know, Naruto-kun. You have never gotten sick before, but if this kid is telling the truth then it could be possible, Kira replied. Naruto nodded. So we need to train for 3 years, hun? Well then better get ready. Reina-chan and I have an exam to take back on my planet, Naruto said, getting a glance from Trunks. Is it that Chunin thing you were talking about? Goku asked. That's the one. Anyway, I won't now be gone for a couple of months since time runs slowly there. By the way, Goku and Gohan, and even though I hate to admit it, you also Vegeta. When I return I am gonna turn you two into a Super Saiyan, and Goku teach you how to maintain, Naruto said seriously. Me a Super Saiyan? Are you sure? Gohan asked. You betcha, buddy. Naruto grinned. Gohan grinned back. He was happy to gain a new friend who was willing to teach him. Vegeta snorted. I don't need your help, clown. I am an elite. I don't need help from common man trash, Vegeta said. Yeah, whatever. If you don't want it, not my problem. By the way, Goku, you think you can search for the Dragon Balls? I want to make a wish when I return, Naruto said. Sure, no problem. Goku shrugged. Thanks. Well, we better go. Let's go, Rei-chan. See ya, Bulma-chan. Naruto waved while floating. Reina followed his lead, by Naruto-kun. She waved while he flew away. I better head out too. I'll see you guys in 3 years, Trunks said before leaving. Goku walked over to Piccolo and the Namek guessed what he wanted to talk about. Don't worry, I won't give up the kid's history. Not my business, but I was surprised as you. When do you think it will happen? Piccolo asked while looking at Bulma, who was staring off in Naruto's direction. I would have to say within the 3 years, anyway. Will you HLP with Gohan's training? Goku asked. Piccolo nodded before he left also. Hey Bulma, I'll drop you off at home. Goku smiled, getting a nod from Bulma. After that everyone left ready to train their asses off. Naruto and Reina stood on a mountain as they saw a portal open up. Hey Ka-san. Reina waved sheepishly and flinched under Rika's killer smile. Naruto also flinched, but not as big. Naruto-kun, Reina-chan, the next time you two decide to cut my training, don't, Rika said in an overly sweet tone. Both nodded. Good. By the way, I'm not mad at you two. I knew it was gonna happen. To tell you the truth, I'm the one who opened the portal for you, Rika shrugged. Cool, anyway, can we go now? Naruto asked. Yeah, it's only 2 hours before the exam starts. Let's go, Rika said, getting nods from both. The two half-scions followed her in the portal ready to begin.